Good morning and welcome to our 126th weekly webcast. If this is the first time you're joining us, welcome. If you've been with us before, welcome back. And so the way this call works is it's 3 hours long. And what my team does is the second the class is done, they go right to the description field and they update it so that you get clickable access to all questions asked at all times as well. So you can ask me business questions, career questions, personal questions, etc. So without further ado, let's begin and thank you. And before I jump right in, I want to say that I have to thank all of you for the feedback you provided over the past couple of weeks, because you've all told me you like it much better when I'm standing up. I have more energy and whatnot, and I completely agree. And I saw that through the number of likes humbly over the past 2 weeks. It was twice as many as previous weeks. And of course I get dislikes too. It always happens. But I completely agree with you that motion creates emotion, as Tony Robbins once said, and that it's better for me to present and teach while I'm standing so I don't sound as tired, etc. So anyway, we're pushing the goalpost out. I want to thank you all for the wonderful feedback. I'm standing right now. Let me show you actually my what's going on in the background here. So I use a product here called Wirecast, and with this product, what you can do is you can share many different angles at the same time, different camera angles. And so I've added this angle here, and I'm using a slider that people use in professional broadcasts as well. And I'm gonna be adding a lot more different camera angles as well. And we're gonna be taking this live webcast, weekly one, outdoors as well. So I'll be doing this from outside as well, as I'm walking, all that stuff. I wanna mix it up a bit and really push the goalpost out. Okay. So what I wanna do before I start taking your questions here, and I see there's tons there, please keep typing them, thank you very much, is I want to talk really quickly about my MBA degree program. And so we have a special offer on now that expires in a couple of days. And I want to show you 5 very short videos of what the MBA degree program is all about. There's a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. And if you're interested in learning more about the program, what you can do is go to my website, harounventures.com. There's a 2-hour webinar I had where I talk about how a traditional MBA can be a waste of money and how there is a better way. You can watch that, and you can click here if you want to. Just go to my website, harounventures.com, and click that link at the top. Looks like there's about 4 days left, and you can learn a lot more about the program. And also, it's on sale for 60% off. It's $399. Or what you can do is you can get 55% off and then get it for $148 in 3 payments. So again, if you're curious about that, you go directly to my website, harounventures.com, and then you click here. Okay, so what I'm going to do very quickly is I want to show you some excerpts from the program, and I'll take any questions you might have. I have a very long list of FAQs on my website for the program, but I also want to provide some details on what the program is all about, again, very quickly. There's 5 sections, or 5 big parts in my MBA degree program. Most MBA degree programs only cover 4 big parts, but my MBA program covers 5 parts, meaning you get the 5th one for free, and also there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. And the cost of taking my program is literally the same as less than 1 hour at a traditional MBA school. Okay, so let me kick it off with finance. Okay, so here's a short video on the finance portion of the MBA degree program. I provide you with a lot of arrows or quivers in your arsenal, so to speak, meaning framework, so that you can use everything I teach you immediately in the real world or your money back. Okay, so here's the first of 5 components called finance and accounting. Special thanks to Matt Lacousse, my Chief Creative Officer, for putting that video together and all the videos you're going to see in a second. And also big thanks to Joey and also to Elan from Ziggy Media up in Toronto for helping out with all of this. The next track, the second of 5 parts in my MBA degree program is Entrepreneurship, where you get to actually attend a venture capital boot camp that I put together for you. I've run a lot of these and been parts of a lot of these venture capital boot camps in the past when I worked in venture capital. So without further ado, here's the second of 5 tracks, short video on entrepreneurship. Thank you. Now, right behind me here, you'll see a video game controller, and you might be wondering why that's there. Because I love to use gamification and a lot of props when I teach. And so what I'm going to show you next is the third of 5 components of my MBA degree program. I try to teach humbly in very innovative and creative ways. And I really do believe in edutainment, meaning entertainment and education combined in one. So I developed one of the lessons actually based on Super Mario Maker 2, where I designed all the levels where we do a case study on Nintendo and Apple potentially, hypothetically, buying a Nintendo. So here's that third track. It's called the third of 5. It's called Economics Management and Strategy, and you'll see the video game references here. So that was the third of 5 main sections of my MBA degree program. There's 2 more I'll quickly show you, and I'll take your questions again. We have a special promotion going on now. You can go to my website, harounventures.com, and get 60% off the program. There's a 100% money back guarantee. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Again, that's harounventures.com. So, and if you have questions about this, please let me know. And I hope you enjoyed laughing at me, not with me, when you saw the Nintendo case study, hence the controller. That's a SCUF gaming controller for my new Alien PC, not for Nintendo, of course. My latest game is GTA 5, all modded out, of course. Yeah. And the new Age of Empires 4 coming out soon. All right, here's the fourth of 5 components. This one here is called Sales, Marketing, and Communications. Final component, I'll take your questions in my MBA degree program. The fifth and final component is called personal growth. And MBA degree programs, they teach you a lot of theoretical stuff, a lot of which you can apply in the real world. But they certainly don't teach you what I'm about to show you, which is personal growth to help you accomplish all of your goals, be much more organized, and just be happier in life in general. So here's the final component called personal growth. This is the last video, and I'll get right to your questions. Thank you. I want to thank, again, Elon, as well as Joey and Matt Lacousse, who's my Chief Creative Officer, for helping put that all together. Now, in order to get the MBA program, and I'll get to your questions right now, last thing I'll say on this is you go to my website, and this sale ends in a couple of days. So you go to my website, harounventures.com, and then you click here. And this is a webinar I held last week where I talk about how an MBA from a traditional school can be a waste of money. I burned fire in this studio live. It was scary. But you can click here to get access. So again, click here on my website, harounventures.com, for this coupon, and you can get access. The sale ends in a couple of days. You can get the program for 60% off for only $399. And there's a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. And the cost of my program is literally less than the cost of 1 hour at a traditional university. Okay, great. Okay, all right. Time for questions now, and thanks, everyone. Okay. Give me 1 second here. All right, we're good to go. Okay, so first question I've got is from Dario. Dario is from Italy. He's been a long-time follower here, always asks great questions. He's saying, good morning, Chris. Good morning to you, too. I hope all is well. I really like your new format for this weekly webcast. Thank you. And you said you're always pushing the goalpost, oot, and you spelled it Canadian, oot. That's the right way to say it. It's not out. If anyone from America is watching it, it's oot. That's how we say it. Yeah. I'm Canadian originally, but I live in the States. And Dario said, due to the current global economic situation, what are your thoughts on the relationship between inflation and bond prices and yields? Yeah. So usually what happens is when inflation goes up, interest rates go up a lot as well because governments want to keep prices under control. But usually there's only certain types of bonds that you can buy that are protected from inflation. And the one that I like to buy, and always do your own research first, is called Treasury Inflation Protected Securities. Okay, so it's called TIPS, Treasury Inflation Protected Securities. And what a TIPS is, or what a TIP security is basically a government bond, one that's issued, in this case by the U.S. government, that goes up in value. The interest rate rises even if inflation rises. Okay, so you're protected from a rise in inflation when you buy TIPS, okay, which again are U.S. government securities, meaning the risk is quite low, but the return is quite low as well because interest rates, we know, are quite low today and inflation is quite low. And so in the near term, I'm not really too worried about a rise in inflation. What governments have done around the world, and one of the reasons why we've seen this melt up in the stock market and other asset classes, including baseball cards, it's been crazy. But governments around the world have telegraphed and basically told investors and citizens that interest rates are going to stay low for a very, very long time. And they're telegraphing this because the economic environment obviously is not great. There's a lot of issues with people out of work because of COVID. Things won't get back to normal for quite a while, unfortunately. And so what the government can do is there's two types of medicine they can use to stimulate the economy. And this has nothing to do with COVID. The first type of medicine is called monetary policy, okay, which is the policy of money. And basically what monetary policy is the Treasury Department, or pardon me, the Federal Reserve of the United States and the Bank of whatever in different countries like Bank of Canada, where I'm from. So the Federal Reserve and the Bank of whatever in different countries, what they do is they control how much money is out there, monetary supply. And if they increase the amount of money out there, then just like with any product, when supply increases, price goes down. So when governments increase the supply of money out there materially, what happens is interest rates go down. That's monetary policy. Unfortunately, they can't cut interest rates anymore, really, globally, because rates are basically zero. So that medicine is done, okay, monetary policy. So what's the other medicine that governments can use to fix the economy? Again, medicine has nothing to do in this case with COVID. The other medicine they can use is called fiscal policy, which is basically everything aside from the policy of money, meaning non-interest rate ways to improve the economy or stimulate it. And so fiscal policy means cutting taxes or hiring a lot of people to build bridges, roads, all that sort of thing to stimulate the economy. Also, another way to stimulate the economy through fiscal policy, which is done by the Treasury Department in the United States. Another thing they can do through fiscal policy is they can actually cut checks for people and just to help stimulate the economy. A lot of people have gotten a lot of COVID-related checks to help them out pay their bills, which is the right thing to do. Now, when you run out of monetary policy and fiscal policy, it's kind of scary. And what happens is desperate times call for desperate measures. And so governments do other things. And I feel a little bit uncomfortable saying this, but this is what I believe happened last year. So last year, in March, when the market bottomed, it was terrible, obviously, and then we started seeing a melt up. It didn't seem to make much sense. And so I believe that there are slush funds that governments have offshore to buy stocks. It's a very, very small amount of money they need to use to stimulate the economy. Like, for example, buying shares of companies that are heavily shorted. Not GameStop. They didn't do that. They definitely didn't do that one. But other shares in general. I'm not just saying it's the U.S. government, but hear me out on this. So 1/3 of the revenue of the planet, or 1/3 of the GDP, is from the United States. The United States is just a large percent, roughly 1/3 of revenue for the planet. And people don't realize this, but 2/3 of GDP for the United States is consumer spending. It's not big business. It's consumer spending. And I think that China is more reliant on the U.S. than vice versa. And China is still an export-oriented country. And it wouldn't surprise me if you actually saw buying of stocks from certain governments around the world, and buying the most shorted stocks, which you don't have to spend that much money to get a melt up in those stocks, which leads to an entire melt up in the market. I think that happened. I do. So anyway, again, desperate times call for desperate measures. When you run out of bullets, so to speak, from a monetary policy and fiscal policy perspective, you have to be somewhat creative. The way that governments got creative in 2008, and this everybody knows about what I'm about to say, is in September 2008, when we were within 24 hours of bank machines not working. What the government did in many countries is they made shorting certain stocks illegal. So in the United States, in September 2008, the government came up with a list of 800 stocks that you're no longer allowed to short, meaning every bank and companies that seem like a bank, like GE, which is basically a bank because of GE credit, for example. And so anyway, those are my humble thoughts on stimulating the economy and what happened with the market last year with the market meltdown. Okay. All right. Next up, we have got Dario saying, I think you changed my life. You're a Yoda to me. Oh, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. God bless you. My students inspire me so much. Thank you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this webcast every week with all of you. Without all of you, this would not be possible. Thank you. In fact, when I wake up in the morning, before I get out of bed, is my form of meditation, so to speak, is I thank God for 10 things in this order always. Andrew, Matthew, Dylan, those are my kids. Christine, my wife, my mom, my dad, my brother, Jamie, my sisters, Katie and Elizabeth, and I reverse these. I say Elizabeth and Katie every other day. And then lastly, 10, my students. You. Thank you. Thank you for making this possible. Okay. All right. Diana is saying, greetings, Chris. Greetings to you as well. And by the way, I read every single thing you guys type here. Everything. In order. If I miss something, just type it again. Thank you. Okay. Diana is saying, greetings, Chris. Greetings to you as well. I hope you're doing well. I've heard from people that you must only spend on stuff that matters to you. I'm passionate about travel. I love it a lot. I'd be ready to spend a lot on it. I'd like to have your thoughts on how I can manage my finances in such a way that I can do a lot of travel every year. And then you wrote, thanks so much. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. I believe that traveling is an investment. It's tough to see returns right away, but it makes you more worldly. And the more worldly you are, the better you can network, the better you can identify with people and strike up a conversation about anything with anyone, basically. And so I think the best way to think about travel from being the core to your life and allowing you to work while you travel is to start a side hustle. And to start a side hustle where you can travel. It doesn't matter where you are. And so for me, for example, I have this side hustle teaching. When I worked in venture capital, this was just a side hustle that I loved, and I didn't do it for the money. But it turned into something big for me, humbly. And so what I do now is, pre-COVID at least, I would travel the world with my family while I made courses. And you'll notice that some of the webcasts in the past, we're on week 126 now. It's been crazy but fun. But some of the webcasts in the past I've done from different countries. I've done it from Canada. I did it from Toronto. I've done it from Florida. I did it in Barcelona. I've also written my courses, a lot of my courses actually, in Italy, as well as Israel and France and London and Canada. I travel a lot, and it makes me more creative as well. And I can do it because it doesn't matter where I work from. It doesn't matter where I work from. So I can do it anywhere, and you can do it as well. You have everything you need to build something bigger than yourself. You have one of these things. And with this, you can make an online course. Hear me out here. I don't want you to think I'm being reckless here with my advice. But the cost for you to make an online course is zero. All you need is this. Literally, this is all you need. Okay? And I'm going to show you a couple of free courses that you can get access to that I teach on Udemy that will teach you how to teach online. And they're based on millions of mistakes I've made over the years. I make a lot of mistakes, a lot. And I want you to work smarter and not harder and learn from my failures and mistakes teaching. And oh boy, if I made a lot. So I'll show this to you really quickly here. All right, here we go. So all you have to do, and I have not sat down in this office in probably about 3 weeks. I don't have a chair in here anymore. I'm not allowed to sit in this room ever because I find that I do sound tired. I had complaints about my energy level. So what you can do is, and let me go into incognito mode here. All right, it's on another monitor. It's fine. Okay, so I'll go Udemy, Chris, Haroun. Okay. All right. So what you can do is go to my go to my profile in Udemy. Okay, just search for me, whatever, and then go to the very last page, number 6 here, and then what you can see here, I've got. And by the way, this course here, which I made free, I actually just released it. It's called How to Vlog, and I made this whole thing actually using. It's funny, it's there. It's perfect, it's prophetic, but I made the whole thing using this cell phone, and that's it, nothing else. When I was in Barcelona a couple of years ago, I just walked around and vlogged. Yeah. But you can take this. There's a couple of courses I have where you can take that will teach you how to teach on Udemy based on mistakes I've made. I've translated it into a ton of different languages too. Of course, all free because I believe that education fixes every problem in the world. And I want everybody to have a side hustle doing this. So I have 2 courses. So here's one of them. One of them is called Another 40 Tips on Making a Great Online Course. And the other one is just called 40 Tips. And so this one here, if you go into it, and if I click it, it shows me as a registered student. So it's hard for me to show you everything I'm teaching about. But I actually provide you with 40 tips on how to make a great online course based on the many mistakes that I've made and I'll continue to make. And I have another one called 40 Tips. So this one's called Another 40 Tips. So there's 80 in total. And so you can do all this stuff for free. As I mentioned earlier, you already have everything you need to build something far bigger than yourself. It's this thing here. This is your new fishing rod, right? They used to say, or they still say, teach a person to fish to eat for a day, or give a person a fish to eat for a day, teach them how to fish to eat for a lifetime. This is your fishing rod. Okay. So Diana, yes, you can travel the world with your side hustle. And have a comfortable living that way. It does take time, of course. Okay, and you got to be relentless. You can't give up. Like for me, I had a lot of really crappy courses, and I got to show you some here. I had a bunch of pretty bad courses, and I had to take some down, but I kept trying because, as Michael Jordan said, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to point at this is what YouTubers do. They point at an image halfway through the video or whatever it is to look at the time so they can time code it, and this becomes their thumbnail. So I'm going to smile and look like an idiot here for a second. All right, so as Michael Jordan said, I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. So you got to be willing to fail a lot before you become successful with your side hustle. And nobody that's ever made it huge in the world has done it or reached their full potential, I should say, without failing many, many times. Like Michael Jordan, I've failed a lot when it comes to courses. And by the way, if anybody wants to make business courses on Udemy, here's what I want you to do. And you all have something to teach. Just go to my courses and look at just the 1-star reviews. You can filter it, 5 being great, 1 being awful. I have lots of awful ones. Look at the 1-star reviews in my course and look at the complaints. There's a lot of complaints in my courses. And make better versions of my courses based on looking at the negative feedback. Please do that because it's educational Darwinism and the ultimate winner in the long run is a student. And that's why we're all here. Okay. All right. And you can also, if you want, I have a course called the Complete Business Plan course. You can get it on Udemy. And the Complete Business, or you can go to this website here. It's all the same. But the Complete Business Plan course will help you start a side hustle from scratch. Because I humbly do believe that failing to plan is planning to fail. Which is why I think you have to write a business plan first before you quit your full-time gig. Okay. I didn't think it would be that hot in here because there's not many lights today, but it is. Okay. All right, next up we have Paul. Oh, Paul, how are you? And you sent me a message. I haven't responded to it yet. I will get to it eventually, I promise you. It's so funny. It's prophetic again, because Paul is from Barcelona, and I met him there. He's one of my students. I met him there when I did my weekly webcast in Barcelona. I told students I would be in Barcelona, and he contacted me. And not only do we meet and have a great walk together down La Rambla with my kids as well, it was fun. He gave me a couple of beautiful jerseys as well from the Barcelona soccer club or football club, sorry, which I still have, and thank you and God bless you for that. I appreciate it. And I remember from our walk, you were starting an internet company that's kind of like Expedia for travel. Yeah. I remember that. Expedia meets Priceline, but for Europe. And you wrote here, "Hi Chris, it's Paul from Barcelona. I sent you a LinkedIn message, a few days ago. You might have missed it. I'll get it right now. Thank you. I'll check it today. I promise you." And then you wrote, "I was recommending your course called An Entire MBA in One Course to a good friend here, but I couldn't find a Spanish subtitle version of it. Maybe there is one, and I just want to let you know in case I can humbly help at any point in translating this course." Thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. So I have one available right now. You can get it from this address here or from Udemy. It's a guy reached out to me in 2016 and said, "Can I make a version of your course?" And he made it himself. There's no subtitles there, but it's under my name. You'll find it there as well. Thank you. And great to hear from you. Yeah. And then you wrote, "On another matter, I have plenty of experience in that area. Just leaving this on the table in case I can ever be helped to. Maybe other courses." Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Huh. And I will respond because there's other things I want to type to you in that message to you. And then you wrote, "By the way, I saw your vlog course created after our meeting in Barcelona." That's right. I did it the same day. And it's super cool. And then you wrote here, "I love that moment when those two women stepped in and they had that conversation with you. It was awesome." Yeah, I kept it real. Thank you. And I kept it real. And there's one where I fell down. It was an awful spill. I hurt my knee. It was fine, though. It was funny, right? I fell down when I was vlogging, and I kept that in because I want y'all to laugh at me and not with me. Let me show you how to get that vlog course for free. Okay, how to vlog. What you can do... It's tricky because I refuse to ever sit down again in this office. What you can do is you go to my website, which is harounventures.com right here. And then what you do is you scroll down, and where is it again? Here it is here. Yeah. Scroll down till you see the word new. It's kind of hard to miss. And then click here to get my vlog course for free. It's free. Yeah. All right, let's try a different angle here. Oh, I don't like that one. It's a little bit too close. How about this one? Yeah, it's all right. Cool. All right. Great to hear from you, Paul. Great to hear from you. And thanks again for the sweatshirts you gave me. My kids thought I was kind of a cool dad for half a second. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Mateo is saying, "What are your thoughts on Axion?" I don't have any thoughts on that company. Sorry. I don't even know what that company is. Sorry. All right. Next up, Mohammed is saying, "Hello, Chris. I would change careers from working as an English-Arabic translator to the finance and investment industry. What do you recommend for me?" Yeah. So if you want to change careers, what I recommend doing is networking aggressively. I have a book available on my website, harounventures.com, that you can download for free on how to network. It's a couple hundred pages, and there's links to hours and hours of videos. And I've gotten complaints from a couple students that I mentioned that book a little bit too much, so I'm going to stop there. You know where to go and get it. It's on my website. But relationships are more important than product knowledge. Your network is your net worth. And when we're younger, we're in school, and if we get good grades, our parents are proud of us, and more importantly, we're proud of ourselves. Well, equally as important, I guess. And then we get into the real world, and we keep our head down, and we do a good job at a company. We think that, hey, people are going to recognize me. Like when I was younger, my teachers and parents were proud of me when I did well. People are going to recognize me, and I'll get a promotion and a raise. And then you look around and you realize, my goodness, everybody else is getting a promotion and a raise, but not me. And then eventually you realize that relationships are more important than what you know in business. And so you have to network. So the bottom line is this. If you want to make a career change, I really, really recommend setting up a ton of informational meetings using LinkedIn, for example. And you can take a course of mine called the Complete Job Course on Udemy, or you can take it here, or you can take my MBA degree program where I give you tons more advice on how to network to get the job of your dreams. Yeah, great question. Thank you, and best of luck to you. And I'm smiling because my dad's Arabic, and I don't speak Arabic, but I remember he always says to me, imshi, or yawalet. Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on here. Paulo is saying, I'm here, Professor. Good to see you, Paulo. Hope you're doing well. Andrew Dupree in the house. Andrew, how are you? Andrew was my very, very first student ever accepted into my MBA degree program. He's the inverse of me. He's from He's from California, but he lives in Toronto. I'm from Toronto, but I live in California. And we had a wonderful coffee meeting at University of Toronto years ago. It's great to see you. And he graduated last year from my program. He's awesome. Great to see you, man. Big hug to you and your wife and your family. And his son is a #1 basketball prospect now in America, or pardon me, in Canada, which is a bigger deal in America. Yeah. Excellent. Great to see you. Great to see you. All right. And give me 1 second, guys. All right. Next up, we got Daniel, who's saying, "Hi, Chris. I just want to say thank you. You're welcome. After finishing your complete financial analyst course, I was able to make the switch from science to finance. Now I'm working at Northern Trust here in Ireland. That is awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Makes me very, very happy. And I'm part Irish as well. My mother actually, my mother's mother, God bless her. It's okay. She's watching. I love you. And when she passed away, my grandmother, my son, Dylan said, can we FaceTime with grandma? And I said, well, honey, you know, she's no longer with us. And then Dylan, my son said, I know, Dad, I want to see what heaven looks like. So getting teary just thinking about it. Sorry. My grandmother's from part Irish. And that's why I have green eyes, which is why I can't do green screen with my eyes. It sucks. Yeah. Anyway, the color gets all messed up. And when I mess around with the color in the camera, my hair gets kind of reddish. I'm not going to go there. But great to see you. And congratulations, Daniel, on getting that job at Northern Trust. That's a great firm in Ireland. Congratulations. Okay. Mina in the house. How are you, Mina? Mina, who goes also by Asamina, is from Greece. She works at Ryanair, a great discount carrier. She's in my MBA degree program. And she also is making an amazing video game. So, Mina, this is for you here. And thanks for all the feedback on my Facebook ads. I appreciate that. You sent me a message. Thank you. All right. Next up, we got Mohammed, who's saying, where can I invest my money with a 10 to 20% annual return on investment? Yeah. It's hard for me to tell you that. I love to think long term. As Warren Buffett said, the longer the view, the wiser the intention. I pride myself on providing my students with a ton of tools to teach them how to fish instead of giving them a fish, so to speak. And so in my MBA degree program and my courses, my finance courses here, you'll find a lot of frameworks that I provide you with, a lot of arrows in your quiver, so to speak. Let me get my cheesy graphic here on the side. A lot of arrows in my quiver, so to speak. And that camera's kind of overexposed there, so that you can actually pick stocks yourself. Let me just lower the ISO a bit. There we go. Okay. All right. All right. Next up, Alan is saying, hello, my dear mentor. Hello, Alan. How are you? Celebrating my birthday with you and your students today, Philippine time. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Next up, we got Gregory Clark. Gregory is saying, if Apple Coin, he put in quotes, if Apple Coin came out today, what do you think would happen to other cryptocurrencies? Yeah. So if Apple were to issue a cryptocurrency, and I think it's only a matter of time until big companies start doing this, so that big companies are like governments, like countries on their own. It's amazing what's going to happen. And Apple, by the way, could do it because they already have Apple Pay, right? Hypothetically, they could easily do it. They could create it. You wrote here, what do you think would happen to other cryptos? I think other cryptos would probably go up in price. because it would kind of signal to the market that, oh my goodness, cryptos are even a bigger deal than we thought initially. Yeah. And by the way, for anybody that wants to learn about cryptocurrencies, you can sign up for my cryptocurrency course here, or take my MBA degree program where I have a more updated version of the curriculum as well. Yeah. And please be careful, everybody, when it comes to cryptos. Please be careful because cryptocurrencies are not regulated by governments, meaning that there's no lawyers behind it, so you can get scammed easily. Just do your research, please. They're regulated by the laws of mathematics. Always do your thorough research first, please, because as much as I love cryptocurrencies, I've said this publicly, and I believe it, that most cryptocurrencies are a scam. And I think a lot of people are going to go to jail for overhyping cryptos. What they do actually is they hype up cryptocurrencies, certain ones, over YouTube. And then what happens is once everybody buys those cryptos, and they tell everyone to sell it. And let me show you how unethical it is. And as you all know, I wear my heart in my sleeve. I'm fully transparent, always, okay? So I have this, I made a 6-hour video. It's the number one cryptocurrency video out there when it comes to how to learn cryptocurrencies in the world in YouTube. So I want to show you the comments that I have here from students, and most of them are actually blocked. It's brutal how unethical people are. So if I go here to YouTube Studio, right? This is just behind the scenes here. I'm going to show you the comments. Almost all comments are blocked by YouTube. Love right back to you from America. Held for review, right? So what happens is these are all held for review because YouTube thinks that these are unethical. This one is certainly not. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But look at this. It holds all, like I have over 1,000 videos, and it holds mainly all the comments here. Okay. And what people do is they get together, and not all of these are unethical, but what happens is they get together and they all start hyping up a certain crypto, and they give their phone number and all that stuff, trying to scam other people, right? So yeah, it's brutal. Don't ever read comments on YouTube or any of my courses, please, about what cryptos to buy, because I love my students, but there are some unethical people that will just, look at this. All this stuff is held by YouTube. So just be really careful, please. Thanks. Okay. Next question is Harsh. Harsh is saying, hi, Chris, love you. Thank you. I love you too. What do you think when the markets will crash? Yeah, I don't know. There's a wonderful man, God bless me, just passed away, who I used to work for, named Art Sandberg. And Art, he started a company called Pequot, which was the largest tech hedge fund in the world at one point. But I remember I worked for him back at Pequot in 06 or 07 or something. And I remember telling him, let's short Lennar and KBH, the home builders, because of this private equity bubble and the real estate bubble. And he said, what's your catalyst? Okay, and a catalyst is a reason to buy a stock or short a stock. So for example, if you bought LGF, that's Lionsgate Film, which I invested in years ago, you had 4 wonderful catalysts over a number of years. All 4 Hunger Games. Remember, part 3 was split into 2. And so when it came to a catalyst to short Lennar and KBH, I said, well, timing wise, I don't know. And he was right. And he said to me this, he said, son, great guy. He said, son, I've been around long enough to understand never to stand in the way of insanity. You know, markets peak, markets trough. You can never call the peak or the trough. It's just too hard. And there's a very famous quote, which is, the markets can stay irrational longer than I can stay solvent. And I believe that as well. So the bottom line, with respect to your question, when will the markets crash? I don't know. I'm a long-term investor. I don't think of it that way. I do know that if and when they do crash, markets crash, I'll be backing up the truck and buying stocks, because you got to buy when everyone else is selling. And if you're a contrarian, you'll do extraordinarily well in the long run, because as Warren Buffett says, you need to be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. Yeah. All right. So I'm fearful now. I'm not buying. I was buying a lot in March of last year. And yes, it felt really uncomfortable. And it's supposed to feel uncomfortable. If it doesn't feel uncomfortable, then you're buying at the wrong time. It's like when you buy real estate, you buy your first apartment or house. I bought mine in New York City just after 9/11. I think it might have been in '02, actually. And it felt so uncomfortable for Christine, my wife, and I to buy then. And I knew, I kind of knew then, I was like, oh my God, it feels so uncomfortable doing this. But I kind of knew that uncomfortable feeling I had meant it was the right time. Yeah. If it's too easy and everybody else is buying, then who's the incremental buyer to push any investment higher? There's not as many. Yeah. Okay. Be a contrarian and watch your net worth take off. All right. Next up, we have Tanzil, who's saying, what to write on a resume experience section when I don't have any. I've taken development courses on Udemy and made some of my projects as well. Can I write them in the experience section? Yeah. So what you do on your resume, and I teach a lot more about this in my job courses you can access here or on Udemy, or you can take my MBA degree program, and I go into a lot more detail as well. But on a resume, there's 3 sections, and only make it 1 page. Don't ever make a resume more than 1 page. Okay. But what you do is on that 1-page resume, and I recommend using the Harvard Business School resume format. Search for it online. But on that 1-page resume, there's 3 things. There's work experience, there's education, and there's personal, meaning other stuff. Now, if you have a lot of work experience, you lead with your strength, which is work experience. If you don't have work experience or much at all, you lead with education and then do work second. In terms of what to include in work, well, if you're a student and you had a part-time job, you can include that in the work section if you want to. Or any time you had a summer job as well, just list that as well. But lead with your strengths. And then eventually, once you do get a lot of work experience, you won't be leading with education anymore. You'll be leading with work experience. Yeah. And if that was not helpful, let me know, and I'll help you. I'll help you more. Okay. All right. Okay. Harsh is saying, I'm 19. Should I get a girlfriend or just work on my life? I would say, and I'm going to answer this in a bizarre, different way. A lot of people tell themselves that I'm going to work very hard my whole life so that in the last 10 years of my life when I retire, I can enjoy my wealth. That's not a good way to learn, or to live, I should say. You got to stop to smell the roses. And as the Dalai Lama once said, the problem with Western society is that people sacrifice their health, their entire lives in order to make money. And then at the end of their lives, they sacrifice all of their money in order to maintain their health. And then they look back and they realized they never really lived to begin with. And so I think it's really important not to have the mindset of, I want to be happy later. I want to be happy later. I want to work now and be happy later. You got to be happy now. You can only be happy now. So enjoy every second. And for those of you out there that are new parents, and for those of you that don't have kids yet, the happiest day in your life is when you hold your child for the first time. It unlocks a level of happiness you never thought you could have. But for you new parents out there, and this happened to me a lot. I remember I used to walk my kids in a double stroller, and sometimes I was kind of stressed out because, a lot was going on with the kids and just working, crazy life, whatever. I would walk them in a double stroller, and an older lady or an older man would look at the kids walking by me and then look at me and give me a very, very warm smile. And that warm smile was basically saying, you've got it good. So don't be that stressed Chris Haroun pushing kids in a double stroller. Enjoy what you have today. And I promise you the rest of your life will work out great today, tomorrow, and forever. And before I get out of bed every morning, and I know I've said this before, but I have to go there again, I practice gratitude. I thank God for 10 things in this order always. Andrew, Matthew, Dylan, those are my kids, Christine, my wife, my mom, my dad, my brother, Jamie, my sisters, Katie, Elizabeth, and my students. You. Thank you. If you appreciate what you have and you practice gratitude every day before getting out of bed, you'll be more productive and happy in life too. So I would say enjoy, smell the roses along the way. You can have it all. It's all up here. It's like the Rodin sculpture. I think, therefore I am. All right. Next up, Marwan is saying, hi, Chris. I have all your Udemy courses. Do I still need the MBA program? Yeah. So the MBA program is all brand new. I teach everything in much, much more detail, and I introduce a ton of new concepts as well. I think I have about 100 hours of Udemy content. My MBA degree program is over 300 hours. It's all brand new stuff as well. Yeah. And if it doesn't help you get your money, you get 30-day 100% money back guarantee. You got nothing to lose. If you want to get it, there's a sale that actually ends in a couple of days. I don't sit down in my office anymore, so this is kind of messing me up here. But what you can do is you can go to my website, which is Haroun Ventures, Haroun Education, yeah. And right here you can click on this coupon. And then it expires in a couple days. You can get 60% off, so it's $399, which is less than the cost of literally 1 hour of education at a traditional MBA school. Plus, you get a money back guarantee, and I teach you stuff you can apply in the real world. Yeah, and we have a lot of people with MBAs from great schools that have taken my program as well, and they say humbly that they learn way, way more in a short amount of time in my degree program. Yeah. Okay. And if you want to learn more about the program in general, and there's a long list of FAQs. I did a webcast last week here in this office, a live webcast. What you can do is go to my website and you can watch it right here. Yeah. And what I actually did was it was very interactive. I this is embarrassing. Look how close I am. Look how awful this shot's going to be. Boom. It's sort of in the yellow, but I was like a millimeter away. So you can call me Katniss, or actually call me Chris. I'm no Katniss. But anyway, that's where you go to learn more about the program as well. Yeah. And I also lit fake money on fire as well during that live webcast. Okay. Don't do that at home, kids. All right. Next up, Gamar is saying, did you read the news of a whale cashing out of his Bitcoin before it dropped? It was supposedly amounted to 127 million, according to sources. Yeah, I heard about that as well. Yeah. I don't have any strong opinions on it, though. Yeah. I've held Bitcoin for years. I'm never selling. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, Peyton. Peyton's in my MBA degree program. Great guy. He's in the Navy right now. He lives in San Diego. His wife is from Tulsa. He has Jackson is your son's name. I think you brought on the webcast recently. Cute kid. And he's vlogging a lot. His vlogs are unbelievable. Make sure to search for Peyton, and I'll spell his last name. Trust me, you guys will. Hysterical vlogs. Peyton's last name is Kale'iwahea. So check out his vlogs. They're wonderful. They're funny. So Peyton wrote, good morning. My friend who I work with is getting his MBA, but he told me that someone told him that the MBA from the school he was going to was no, then you continued another one, was no wait, and he's feeling a little discouraged. He wanted me to ask you, does it matter that you have one or the school you go to? Yeah. So I would say this, okay. So a lot of people ask themselves, should I get an MBA from a traditional school? Well, my answer is this, and I don't believe in accreditation. You can do a search on what Elon Musk has to say about accredited MBAs. Same thing with Sheryl Sandberg. Not nice things, right? And she has an MBA as well. Same thing with Scott Cook, the founder of Intuit, the accounting software company. He has an MBA from Harvard. He throws MBAs under the bus now from traditional schools. Same thing, Seth Godin, who's the #1 marketing guru on the planet. He has an MBA from Stanford. He throws MBAs under the bus. Same thing with all top venture capitalists. Peter Thiel, Mark Andreessen, etc. And for more details on this, you can go to my website and watch that video I made, the webinar, last Friday. And if you're watching replay, today is late February, about how a lot of these top executives say a traditional MBA is a waste of money, and I believe it completely. But in terms of should you get an MBA, here's what I have to say about this from a traditional school. So if you want to change careers, I recommend networking to change careers. 1,000 networking meetings. And you're like, Chris, that's crazy. Really? Do you really want me to set up 1,000 networking meetings? Yes. And if you can't change careers after 1,000 networking meetings, then do an MBA from a traditional school. And you're like, Chris, that's ridiculous. What do you mean by that? Well, pretend that each informational meeting or interview that you set up over LinkedIn or wherever, pretend that each one you set up costs you $100 or saves you $100. So $100 times 1,000 meetings is $100,000. An MBA is worth it at a traditional school if you've networked like crazy, 1,000 meetings, whatever it is, and you still can't get that job of your dreams. Otherwise, I think it's an absolute ridiculous waste of money. It's going to cost you way more than $100,000 in terms of lost wages as well over 2 years, etc. For more details, go to my website, harounventures.com, and watch that video at the top of me burning money. It's fake money, of course, if Uncle Sam is watching. Yeah, U.S. government, yeah. But anyway, that's what I have to say. Yeah. All right. And the system is rigged too, like all universities in general, and it really bugs me. It's one of the reasons I do what I do. A lot of people get into these great schools, law school, MBA school, medical school, undergraduate, whatever it is, because their parents went there or because their parents have money, right? Well, why is it that wealthy people, their kids all go to, not all, but a lot of them go to great schools? Yes, some of them earned it. I get it, but not all. I think the system is rigged. I think that traditional education is in secular decline, universities that is. I think that in my lifetime, only 50 universities are going to make it in the long run. And I think it's going to be replaced almost entirely by online education. If you don't believe me, look at who's hiring these days. Google does not require you to have a university degree to get a job there. Neither does Apple, neither does Facebook, neither does IBM, which is like the oldest tech company ever. Neither does Wells Fargo or Bank of America, traditional firms that used to hire mainly, from top business schools. Universities are in secular decline. Yeah, I think you can learn more online and stuff that's much more current and apply it to your job immediately than wasting money going to a traditional school. Yeah. All right. Next up, Gamar said, your webcast keeps getting better and better, Chris. Love it. Thank you. There's issues still. Like the color, I mixed up the color here a bit. Anyway, I don't like that angle very much. I'm trying to keep, Matt Lacuse, my chief creative officer, said you want your eyes to be at the same level in all of them. This should be a little bit higher here. Yeah, working on it. Thank you. Okay, but you'll never see me sitting down ever again in a webcast because I don't have as much energy when I do that. And I did get complaints from people, really mean comments, but I'm grateful I got them anyway. Yeah. All right. Unless your name is Nart and you live in Abu Dhabi, because what you wrote was not cool. It was some guy named Nart who said terrible things about my family and I. And anyway, his name is Nart. He lives in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. Petty, I know, but you come after my family, I come after you. Nart. Yeah. All right. Coffee time. All right. So, Manas, how are you? Manas is from India. Manas is saying, good morning. Bonjour, my dear mentor. Good morning to you as well. Hello. Hope all is well. Hope your family is in the best of health. We're okay, but my son Dylan, we're all quarantining right now because my son. So my youngest son, he's in school and he's allowed to go back to school. The older ones that are in high school, public high school. I don't believe in private school. They're in public high school. They're still being homeschooled. The schools haven't opened yet. But the youngest one, we got an email from his teacher on Sunday saying that somebody in the class has COVID, and your son was close to whatever, and a bunch of kids are told to quarantine for 2 weeks. So I don't think my son has it. We'll find out today. But we're all being quarantined. That's okay though, because I get to see my kids every day. I'm going to be sad when they go back. It's been nice having them home. Yeah, sort of, sometimes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, and if I missed anybody, just paste it again. Kevin is saying, good morning. I'm from Florida. Kevin, great to see you. My parents live half the year in Fort Lauderdale. There's a great Greek restaurant called the Greek Islands. It's the best Greek food you'll ever eat in your life in Fort Lauderdale. Go there. You'll love it. Okay. Manas is saying, so I create a website from scratch, and I need your comments on that. So mark me out at 10. Please help me. Your reviews are super important for us. The website is www.malexedutainment.com. Sure, I'll do this very, very quickly. All right. Okay, let's go here. Standing up as I do this. So Malex Edutainment. Whoops. Who's the ugly guy there? And for those of you wondering my website, how do I do it? I use Squarespace. Okay, so a couple things. I can't read this right here. And make sure, Manas, it's also mobile friendly. Always designed for mobile because mobile is the desktop that most people use these days. Yeah, so I can't read this at all. Yeah. Let's see. I would put a tagline as well. Just what is Malex Edutainment here? Something really, really simplistic. Let's see here. Yeah, that's what I would say. I would, and I like that quote there from Sir Richard Branson. Screw it, let's do it. That's awesome. Yeah. So anyway, those are my humble thoughts. Thanks. Okay. Wrong mouse. All right. All right. Next up, Manas wrote, I was thinking about your MBA degree program, and I thought about this. Why don't you have affiliate systems on your website? Your students can promote your program, and for every sale, they get a commission. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I do have coupons, and I've had some students ask for coupons. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. It's harder than it sounds. The affiliate program. I've talked to Rakuten, Mikitani-san's company, who I met years ago in Tokyo. He's from Japan. About that as well. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I do give coupons out. Okay. Manas is saying Bitcoin is increasingly popular now. Do you think it's going to bring an end to it sooner than later? I don't know. Yeah. Whenever I look at a stock, a crypto, whatever it is, I never know the path. But if I do a lot of research, I know the destination, or I have a decent idea, and I make mistakes too. Yeah. I don't know the path, but I know the destination. That's what I tell myself with stocks. And usually when it comes to stocks, I don't buy unless they're a 5x5. And that's something I learned from Andreessen Horowitz in venture capital, meaning I like to look for a 500% return within 5 years, right? And of course, I'm wrong a lot, but directionally, if you're right, more often than not, with a 5x5, you can do quite well. Yeah. Because you can't call a stock to within 10 or 15% because the markets are incredibly volatile and irrational, especially in the near term. Yeah, short run. Your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Clubhouse? It's really impressive, but only for iPhone users. I think it's really unfair for at least me who uses Android. Yeah, and you mark my words, it's coming to Android. Yeah. It's just a matter of time. There's too much money at stake. Yeah. It's growing like a weed, that platform. Yes, I do use it. I've just started using it. I've had some of my students in my MBA degree program ask me to start using it as well. I'm not there yet from a business perspective, although in all my MBA degree programs, we use Slack extensively, which is free and it's awesome. Yeah. All right. Now I know why Salesforce bought them. All right. Next up. Harsh is saying, which is better, starting a business or buying a business? It's all relative. It depends on what the valuation is of the company you're looking at acquiring, right? You have to look at cash flows. And that's why the entire private equity industry exists, right? Private equity firms buy companies that are run poorly or are undervalued. They fix them and they sell them for a profit. Yeah. And if you want to learn more about private equity, watch a great movie with Danny DeVito called Other People's Money, or OPM. Like the drug opium. Yeah. Other people's money. Yeah. But I don't think that you should ever buy a business or start a business without creating a business plan first, because failing to plan is planning to fail. In my MBA degree program, I have what's called a venture capital boot camp in the third of 4 semesters, where you start a company. And based on my experience working in venture capital and boot camps, I humbly try to help you make your company succeed. And the great thing about writing a business plan first is it can stop you from wasting money and launching a company that's a loser investment or a loser idea. We cover everything. And when it comes to frameworks for investments, I give you a ton of arrows in your quiver, so to speak. I don't like the color on this angle here. Yeah, a lot of arrows in your quiver in the program. Yeah. So always do your research first, because failing to plan is planning to fail. All right. Nilsa, how are you? Go cool. How are you doing? And Nilsa is from Puerto Rico. She's one of my wonderful MBA degree students as well. She's awesome. She's awesome. And when I do calls with her, Zoom calls in the one-on-ones, she's in group calls. She's moving a bit like this sometimes because she's riding a bike under the desk. Yeah. Kind of like me. I use my treadmill, which is below me here. Yeah. 20,000 steps every day, 5 days now in a row. Yeah. I'm trying to go 100 days, whatever. Because my chair's not in here. That's a great way to exercise, is have a walking treadmill under your desk, which is what I have. I have a levitating desk as well. And then no chair. Get rid of the chair and you'll find you'll get more steps. All right. But my posture is bad, dude. Like I was told by one of my students, Dr. Dion Vernon, she's awesome. She's in Beijing now. She's moving to Shanghai soon. She's from Canada and America, and she's a doctor. And she's helped me with my posture and my back, because I hurt my back. But she told me to lift my shoulders up, turn them, and put them down, because you can fix your posture. And if you're younger, be careful, everybody, please. And I do this with my kids all the time. I tell them, pretend you have a grapefruit under here when you're typing messages. So yeah. And I try to only read my iPhone up here. It's tough. It's getting chilly. All right. Next up, Arjun is saying, what are your thoughts on the future of IT companies like Accenture, Tata? Yeah. So I think what's going to happen with, and I used to work at Accenture, ticker ACN. I remember the IPO well back in, I think it was 2004. I worked in the hedge fund industry. But I worked for Accenture years ago. Great company. I think what's going to happen with Accenture, and I don't know anything, but here's my prediction. I think Accenture is going to do the inverse of what Lou Gerstner did at IBM. So Lou Gerstner, what he did was he started a consulting division at IBM and got rid of all their hardware products, and he started buying software companies as well. So they created a big consulting company called IBM Global Services, which is brilliant, because IBM Global Services, that's a distribution channel for their other products, like software products. I think what's going to happen is Accenture is going to be one of the largest acquirers of software companies in the future. And basically what they're going to do is they're going to buy software companies and then use their army of consultants globally to sell those software products. And it's a smart business model and a smart decision, because it makes your profit margins much, much higher. What does that mean? Well, if you work at a consulting firm, you might get billed out at $150 an hour, and you'll get paid yourself $20 or whatever it is. And so that's decent profit margins, because the company spends $20 to bill out at $150. But when it comes to software, if somebody buys a software product from you for $150, they just download the software product. You don't have to pay $20 in server fees, whatever. It's minimal. And so your profit margins are much, much higher. And so I do believe that Accenture is going to buy a lot of software companies in the future. I really, really do. It's brilliant, because that would be their distribution channel. They're their army of consultants anyway. Okay. All right. Next, hey, Rudy, how are you, man? It's been a while, man. I remember seeing your name here a lot before. Rudy wrote here, what's up, Chris? What's up, Rudy? I signed up for the MBA On Demand program, and I'm super excited. Awesome. You'll love it. You'll love it, or your money back. Yeah, you will. I promise you, you'll love it. Yeah, you have 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. You can actually watch. You can binge watch the whole thing, Rudy, and then get your money back. I'm totally cool with that. So what you do is just go to my website, HarounEducation.com, and then click here for the coupon to get 60% off. The offer expires in a couple of days. I don't like that picture. It makes me look arrogant. Okay, I didn't choose it, although I love my marketing team a lot. Cool. Okay. And then Nilsa wrote, and Nilsa's a student in my MBA program as well. And Nilsa wrote, Rudy, I'm a student in his MBA program, and you're going to learn so much. It's a great choice. Thank you, Nilsa. I appreciate that. God bless you. You're the best. You're the best. And thank you for that nice comment also you mentioned in last Friday's webcast. You didn't have to do that. God bless you. It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. And Nilsa has tons of energy because she's always riding her bike under her desk, which is awesome. Awesome. All right. Next up, Swapnil is saying, hey, Chris, hope you're doing well. I started the MBA program last week, and I'm really enjoying the course. Thank you. Thank you, Swapnil. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And remember, you can binge watch the whole thing within 30 days and get your money back. Yeah. Although it's over 300 hours. That'd be a lot of work in 30 days. Yeah. All right. And give me 1 second, guys, please. What happens sometimes is YouTube jumps on me. And so I will do a search for Nilsa. That's where I left off, right? Here we go. I found it. Good. All right. Thanks. All right. Next up, Amam. Amam. How are you, man? So Imam, I think you won the draw for the free for silver. That's right. Yeah. The on demand, and we exchanged emails yesterday. Thank you. And I hope you like that little video I made with my cat in the background when I was answering a message from you. So Imam wrote, hey Chris, glad to be part of your MBA program. It's awesome. What's your thought on Sigma certifications? Yeah, I don't know much about it. There's something called like Six Sigma, which is something that a lot of senior executives from General Electric talked about years ago. It's basically a program of efficiency. I don't know too much about it, though. Sorry. Okay. All right. Dennis said, hello, Chris. Who is the best entrepreneur for you and why? Yeah. Oh, without a doubt, it's my dad. Yeah. I've learned so much about business from my father over the years. It's amazing. And he started his own company. This is a great story. So humbly. So he's from Egypt. He left in 1967. He bribed an army official because he didn't want to be in that stupid war. And then he came to Canada and he cleaned test tubes in London, Ontario at a hospital where I was born. And the nurses would make fun of his accent. He's got the best accent ever. Screw you, nurses. Right? Yeah, that's right. And it kind of, he was like, well, I just came to this country and it's not, it's not nice. And so he out of frustration, he left. He's a doctor. He started his own company, radiology, which means he fixes radios. That's dad humor, okay? And I got that from my dad. He did radiology, mammography, nuclear medicine, sports medicine, etc. He had a massive business, hundreds and hundreds of employees, gazillion offices across Canada, Ontario. And he did it all himself. He didn't have a partner. And I remember when I was younger, he was growing his business. He launched it when I was 5 in 1977. I remember when he launched it and he started growing the business from nothing. We'd be watching a baseball game together and he'd always be thinking about business and he'd always ask my opinion as well. And I was honored he asked. He probably did the opposite. That's why he did so well. But it was lonely, he said, doing it himself. But I learned a lot about business from him. And in my book, it's called 101 Crucial Lessons They Don't Teach You in Business School, where I talk about lessons I've learned from meeting some of the best entrepreneurs, including people I met like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, etc. A lot of those lessons are from my dad. Little things like this. My dad once told me, he said, Chris, and this is old school, he said, if you ever write a letter to somebody in business and your tone, you're kind of upset in that letter that you're writing, don't mail it. Put it in your drawer, go to sleep, wake up the next day. If you still feel the same way, then mail the letter, right? Yeah. So it's kind of old school, but little tips like that. So without a doubt, it's my dad. He sold his company right before COVID at the right time, and he's He's enjoying life. Yeah. And he's like a father to me. Okay. All right. Next up, Arjun is saying, should we worry about our political and religious beliefs at work? I see lots of people getting fired for their beliefs these days. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if anybody gets fired for their political or religious beliefs, that's a recipe for a lawsuit, man. Yeah. And if you're talking about yourself or somebody you know that got let go because of their religious beliefs or political beliefs, whatever it is, yeah, I mean, talk to a lawyer and go after them. Yeah. But what I do believe, though, is that we should all be careful. Like when I look at the LinkedIn profiles of a lot of my students in my MBA degree program, when they ask me for feedback or whatever, if I see that they're following a politician, I tell them to remove it, or I advise them to remove it, because half the people might not like that, and the other half will. I don't know what half, though. So religion and politics should always be something that's kind of kept inside. Yeah, I think. Yeah. But if you've ever been terminated because of your beliefs, especially religious beliefs, then I think that's you should talk to a lawyer. Yeah. Freedom of religion is a beautiful thing. Yeah. Okay. I can't believe that. Like you wrote that. Like if it's, let me know, please, if there's an issue there and what company it is too. And I don't mind publicly going after them with you right now, if that happened to you. Yeah. Or somebody you know. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, Gurpreet. Hey, Gurpreet. How are you? It's been a while. Gurpreet wrote, hi, Chris, can you share some thoughts on binary options? How's it different from traditional options? Yeah. So, there's something called a binomial pricing theorem. I think that's what you're referring to. So there's a couple of ways to price options. I don't recommend getting involved in the mathematics of how to price options, meaning Black-Scholes or the binomial pricing system. Just accept the fact that the math works. I wouldn't try to read into it too much. Kind of like when people try to read into the mathematics behind the relative strength index, the RSI. On a 14-day basis. Just kind of accept it. Yeah. I've tried. It's not worth it. Just accept that it works. Yeah. Okay. And I exchanged emails with, I think, Myron Scholes a couple of years ago. He's a professor at Stanford. And I went to lecture there. And yeah. Okay, cool. All right. And Peyton wrote, I name dropped you in my video launching tomorrow. Awesome. I can't wait to see it. Thank you. And you guys got to check out Peyton's videos. They're unbelievable. Like this is, okay, Peyton, I'm going to say I remember you when. And last time I checked, because you just started your YouTube strategy, you had 222 followers. I want to mention that publicly on the air right now, because I know you're going to have millions one day. And I'm a pretty humble guy, but I'm a very good judge of character. And talent. And I know for a fact that you are going to be massive. Your videos are great. You're very self-deprecating. You're funny. I love the characters you have in your videos as well. They're great. And I learn by accident when I watch them. It's edutaining. Yeah. Thank you for the name drop. Yeah. All right, cool. And then I think we have a one-on-one today, right? I think so, later today. Yeah. Okay, next up, Patrick wrote here, I hope everything is working out for Mr. Haroun. He seems like one of the only businessmen who's not selling snake oil. Yeah, no, thank you. But wait, if you act now, you can get my MBA degree program for just $3.99. $3.99. What you do is go to my website, click here, $3.99. Yes. This is my snake oil. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just one stupid dad humor comment away from obliterating my career. All this goodwill I built up, gone. Yeah. No, thank you for that. God bless you for that comment. Thank you. No, I believe in my product. I believe in 100% money back guarantees and everything. And yeah. Because a company like Amazon, a company is only as good as its customer service. Thank you. I had to go there with the snake oil. It was just too fun. Thank you. God bless you for that. I love you. Big hug, Patrick. Thanks. Okay. All right. Always laugh at me, not with me. All right. Next up, we got Manas, who wrote, "Finally, yes, finally, I've started making websites for people who need it for their business. Can you recommend to me if any of your connections need one? Just recommend me, and I'll be grateful to you. Thank you." I don't know of any right now. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I do have students that have just finished creating websites using Squarespace. Dion Vernon is one of my amazing students. Check out her LinkedIn profile. She's amazing. She's going to be a giant. She's unbelievable. She's great. And she fixed my shoulder as well. She's a doctor, Dion Vernon. Yeah. It's getting better, my shoulder. And I'm glad I hurt my shoulder, because had I not hurt my shoulder, I know it sounds out there, but there's always a silver lining. Had I not hurt my shoulder, I wouldn't be standing up using this, right? This thing here, meaning a wireless, $27. I got it on Amazon. Works quite well. Yeah. And because I'm standing, I have more energy now, because people were complaining I sounded kind of tired. Yeah. And I do get hate messages or whatever on YouTube. They're usually blocked because of profanity, but I can still read them. Yeah. So if your name is Nart and you live in the United Arab Emirates and you came after me and my family unfairly, I remember you, Nart, from the UAE. Yeah. He's definitely not watching. After what he wrote about me, there's no way. Yeah. All right, cool. Next up, Pratik wrote here, "Hey, Chris, have a nice day." Likewise, thank you. You too as well. All right. Imanos wrote, "Even if you don't recommend me for website creation, I'll be grateful because you're greater than the greats." I'm not. No, thank you, though. God bless you. I'm fortunate to be on your team. Thank you very much. God bless you and your family forever. I love those. God bless you way more, man. Way more. Thank you. I love your emojis too. Thank you. Okay. And Siraj wrote here, "Hello, namaste, dear Sir MIHEV family." And Siraj, thank you. And HEV is Haroun Education Ventures. And Siraj is one of my wonderful MBA students. Yeah. And so is Raphael, who has got the next comment here. Raphael wrote, "Prepare for trouble, make it double. I see wild Asamina and wild Peyton." That's right. And Asamina and Peyton are two of my wonderful students. Mina, we call her, is from Greece originally. You live in Crete now, right? Is that right? I think so. Yeah. And then Peyton is, he's from, I think, Hawaii originally. You live in San Diego, but your wife is from Tulsa. Peace. Yeah. Okay. And then Siraj wrote, "I'm so happy and proud to become a member and representing Nepal." Yeah, and Siraj is my first MBA degree student from Nepal. How dope is that? Isn't that cool? The world's a smaller place now. Yeah. And this job I have, and the way that we're all learning together, didn't exist 5 years ago. It is so exciting what's happening now in the world of education, because anybody can get a quality education online now. Anybody can. Yeah. All right. So, and if I missed anybody, just paste again, please. Pratik wrote here, "What quality should a person have to make anyone his friend instantly?" Yeah. There's a book that will answer that question for you that I recommend everybody read or listen to the audio version. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It is the best book about human relationships ever written. It was written in the 1930s. And without that book, I don't think that you'd have people like Tony Robbins that are incredibly successful today, right? The person that created the self-help industry, so to speak, through one book was Dale Carnegie. In fact, Warren Buffett is only who he is today, and he says this, because of Dale Carnegie. You know, he practices what Dale Carnegie preaches in his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and his other book called How to Live How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, where he talks about living in day-tight compartments. Warren Buffett also credits Dale Carnegie with helping him conquer his biggest fear, which is public speaking. And so one amazing thing about one of the amazing things about Warren Buffett is that when you watch him interviewed on television, which is free marketing for him, by the way, to raise assets for his company. But when you watch him being interviewed, he speaks so eloquently and in such a simplistic way that after every interview you watch him, after every interview, you don't tell yourself, God, I'm confused now. Same thing with Bill Gates, a great communicator. And that's that's the core of being a great salesperson, is being able to communicate. And Bill Gates is different in person. I've met him a number of times when I used to work in the hedge fund industry and invest in Microsoft. He's different in person. He speaks much faster, whatnot. He's different when he used to manage people as well at Microsoft. But publicly, he's a great communicator. And I remember when I had my Inc. Magazine column on the side, my editor told me, the first article I wrote, it was like I was thinking of The Economist using big words and stuff. And he said, Chris, always write at an 8th grade level and never have more than 3 sentences per paragraph. And I said, well, why 8th grade? Man, that's not hard for me because I'm less mature than that. And he said, because you want to think of a total addressable market, a massive market, okay, to appeal to as many people as possible. Last thing I'll say about communications is I was on the board up at McGill University, my undergrads, where I'm humbly a Dobson Fellow. They awarded me that. I was there to select companies for students. And there's a guy that was also on that board. There's like 5 of us who was also a graduate named Ruben Gruber. And Ruben Gruber, he started a gazillion companies and never failed, including Sonos. He's amazing. And so I asked him, I had dinner with him up at the faculty club in Montreal years ago. I said, Ruben, why are you so successful? And this is what I ask a lot of people, okay, that are successful, meaning every person I meet in my life that are more successful than me, which is everybody. But I asked him, how did you make it? How come you never fail at companies you start? And he said, because before I launch any tech company, what I do is I have dinner with my 90-year-old mother, and my 90-year-old mother does not understand technology. But I explain the business model to her of a company I'm about to start over dinner. And if she doesn't understand it right away or get it right away, I don't start the company. And so the bottom line is that a lot of the best entrepreneurs in the world are superb at communicating. Elon Musk, I guarantee you, when he's managing people and talking to engineers, he's different than when he's speaking in public, right? He probably speaks a lot faster. There's probably a bigger cerebral intensity to his way of communicating and whatnot. But I think if you can learn how to communicate effectively and think about a large total addressable market when you're talking and communicating, I think you'll be much more successful. Because a great entrepreneur or a great CEO, they're both great salespeople. Okay. Okay. All right. Next up, Patrick is saying, pardon me, your startup course has really been helping me immensely with a cannabis cultivation facility in Maine. I'm feeling very confident, and thank you for putting such time and effort into the course. My pleasure. I think you're talking about the complete business plan course, which you guys can access here. Thank you. Yeah. Most people don't write a business plan before they start a company. And starting a company can be the most important decision you make professionally in your life. And if you don't do it right, it can take years off your life, meaning you lose a lot of money, stress, sleep, etc. It can destroy your relationships as well. And so failing to plan is plan to fail. Everybody should write a business plan first before they start a company. If you want to do a very, very high-end version of that process, you can join my MBA program where we have a venture capital boot camp. Or if you just want to do the streamlined, shorter version, you can take my complete business plan course at this link as well. 30-day money-back guarantee, always. Thank you. Cool. Okay. I can't believe that marijuana is legal everywhere. It's unbelievable. I remember John Lennon. I'm listening right now to the Lost Lennon tapes. It's 300 hours of old John Lennon interviews done by Elliot Mintz. And the CIA would not let John Lennon into America when he wanted to do his bed in for peace in 1969. That's why he did it with Yoko up at the Queen Elizabeth Hotel in Montreal. They wouldn't let him in because he was caught at one point smoking marijuana. It's unbelievable how things have changed. Yeah. All right. Next up, Pratik wrote, I'm almost 20% through the MBA program. Really enjoying it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. A lot of props as well. Yeah, I had fun. Okay. All right. And then Suraj wrote here, I know I'm missing my live classes, but I will definitely manage my time for regular classes. I'll see you soon in class with my HEV or Haroun Education Ventures family. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you. Okay. Next up, we have Baksar, who said, hi, Chris. How is the course on Udemy called An Entire MBA in One Course different from this new MBA course? Yeah, and you wrote, is it more detailed? Yeah. So the course on Udemy called An Entire MBA in One Course, which is my sixth best-selling course, it's just under 8 hours long. My MBA degree program, which you can access on right here, or go to harounventures.com to get a coupon for it. My MBA degree program is over 300 hours, right? It's all brand new recordings from multiple camera angles as well, all recorded in 4K. When you watch it, it's 1080, but I future-proofed it as well from 5 different camera angles. It's a lot of fun. It's all brand new stuff. It goes into way more detail than anything else I've ever published before. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Okay. Next up, Nick. Hey, Nick. Nick is saying, hey, Chris, I want to thank you so much for the free courses you offered. My pleasure. You wrote, those are very helpful. My pleasure. Yeah. And then you wrote, I just wanted to know, if I wanted to learn even more about Excel, do you have any specific course recommendations for the financial industry? Yes, absolutely. So there's a course of mine called the Complete Financial Analyst course, which will teach you a ton about how to use Excel and everything you need to know about Excel for finance, for building financial models. And the stuff I teach you in that course, the Complete Financial Analyst course, the stuff I teach you in that course, I used when I worked in the venture capital industry, when I worked at Goldman, when I worked in the hedge fund industry, when I worked in the financial services sector at Accenture as a techie as well, and also as I built my business. And the beautiful thing about that course and the way I teach Excel is I don't believe in macros or coding within Excel, because when you run macros or code within Excel, what happens is there could be vulnerability virus-based issues. Yeah. I like to teach it the easy way. I like to work smarter and not harder. Yeah. All right. Ernesto wrote, we need to get more likes on this video and share. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And it's interesting because last week and the week before I had over 50 likes. And usually I don't get more than like 25 or 30, but I think it's because I was standing up and more energetic, because motion creates emotion. and we stopped, pardon me. I have a massive email list, just a ridiculous number of people on my email list. We stopped about 6 months ago. We stopped promoting my weekly call to over 90% of the people on my email list, right? And so you'll notice a bit of a drop off in the number of viewers. Like last week, we only had like 800 people that viewed it. The reason we're doing that is because we found out, based on our research, that if I send out a weekly email to a gazillion people, and if not that many people open it, Google penalizes you. The algorithm does, and basically makes you on a spam list or a certain list so that emails don't get through to people, right? So it goes on a different list, whatever. So we learned that. And I made a lot of mistakes over the years, and I'll keep making mistakes. This is week 126. But anyway, that's why fewer people find out about it now. Yeah. All right, cool. All right. Next up, Vikas wrote, is still overseas employers hired from other countries, especially in accounting? Yeah. I mean, the outsourcing, we're still in the early stages, maybe the third inning, or about 33% of the way through the secular growth cycle, so to speak, of outsourcing overseas. Before it was just, using Tada or Cognizant, ticker CTSH. I think they got bought by SAP, or maybe that was Concur. Yeah. But now a lot of the outsourcing gigs are done through the sharing economy, through companies like Fiverr, Fiverr.com in Tel Aviv. I was by their headquarters a couple of years ago, as well as Upwork, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that we're going to see much more outsourcing through those aforementioned websites or companies similar to that in the future. And there's going to be a ton of companies that go public, that IPO, that work in outsourcing in just one particular vertical. There is a massive amount of growth coming. You'll see. Yeah. The world is flat, as Thomas Friedman wrote years ago. All right. And the world's a smaller place. I'm humbled to say I have students in every single country in the world. It's unbelievable. And we all get to do this for free. It's amazing. It's amazing. The future is now. All right. Next up, Noah is saying, what's your opinion about soft skills versus hard skills? I often don't know what to focus on. I'm 21 years old. Greetings from Germany. Great to see you. Thank you. And thank you, Germany, for Hans Zimmer. He the most incredible musician ever. I love listening to Interstellar, the soundtrack that he made for that, or any movie for that matter. It gets me into a peak mental state whenever I'm feeling down, because you can control your environment and set the soundtrack to your own life. Yeah, I love listening to that in the background. So in terms of soft skills versus hard skills, you got to have a good mix of both. And the way I think about it is, in business, you can't make any decision with qualitative information only. You need quantitative information as well. Qualitative and quantitative. You need data to back it up. The same thing when it comes to communicating and all business skills you learn. You have to have very good qualitative business skills or soft skills, being able to sell and communicate effectively. And you also have to have up-to-date hard skills, so to speak, meaning the ability to look at large sets of data and interpret data using new technologies. You know, it can be products like Tableau, Hyperion, Cognos, Business Objects, whatever it is, software or Palantir, or it can be just basic Excel. You have to have good quantitative and qualitative skills, soft skills and hard skills as well. Yeah, I don't think you can be very successful without an understanding of both. And in business, one of the things that's not common sense is finance and accounting. Those are hard skills, right? They're like different languages. You have to learn them. Yeah. And you can learn soft skills as well. And I pride myself in my MBA degree program to teach students all the hard skills and soft skills that they need to be successful in business. And I'm supposed to show the target here behind me. I guess the camera's turning, but I provide you with all the tools needed in your arsenal, your quiver of arrows, so to speak, which is a prop I have on the floor here. I have to pick it up now. Yeah. I provide you with all the tools you need in my MBA degree program. See, color coded. These are my corporate colors too, blue and green, so that you can be successful. I'm buying time until the target appears. It's coming. And I have to take a shot now. I have to do this live. I'm going to make an idiot of myself. I don't care. It's like if you have a hammer in your hand, you have to nail something, right? Yeah. So, yeah, you need to have all the hard skills and soft skills in business in order to be successful. And I arm you with all of those. I'm now going to take a shot here. I guess I have to do it in camera. Knowing me, I'll miss this. Hold on a second. I still didn't get it right in the middle. Did you see that? I was like a millimeter away. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of in the middle because it's touching yellow there. Okay. That kind of hurt too. Okay. So I provide you with an arsenal, a massive amount of arrows in your quivers, or tools, so to speak, qualitative and quantitative ones, meaning hard skills and soft skills, so that you can hit the ground running and immediately apply stuff I teach you to take your career to the next level. My finger is still hurting, but that's okay. All right. And I have to take this out or it will hit my eye. Done. And I poked a hole in the wall too. Can't see it from that angle because the slider is moving. Oh my God, I talk a lot. Okay, back on track, Chris. Let's do this. Okay. I'm having fun. Okay. See, it's better when I stand up and teach. All right. And I lost my spot. Give me 1 second. Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay, good. Yeah. All right. Next up, I've got Frederick. Frederick Mendoza is saying, "Hey, Chris, what months will be the Venture Capital Bootcamp?" Yeah. So when you sign up for the MBA degree program, you can watch it in a short amount of time or a longer amount of time, right? So there's just over 300 hours. So if you did it in 1 month and had nothing to do, say you weren't working, you can do 10 hours a day over 30 days. Okay, and or if you did it over a year, you can do it for less than 1 hour per day, or you can do it over a couple of years. You have access forever. The reason I mention that is because there's 4 semesters. Okay, there's 4 semesters. At the beginning of the 3rd semester, in the first 5 classes of semester 3, meaning entrepreneurship 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first 5 classes of semester 3 in the entrepreneurship track. That's when I go over the venture capital bootcamp. Yeah. Okay. Which is a lot of fun. And I took a poll from the many people who have graduated already, and that's their favorite part. Yeah. All right, I got to drink my water. I have this big water bottle, and I'm trying to drink. It has times on the side of it here. It's hard to see, but I'm supposed to be right now at almost 10 a.m. I got to wrap up the call soon, and I'm only at the 9 a.m. water line here. We are 60% water, so and this is more important than food and exercise. I think this comes first, and I suck at this. Yeah, okay. You can get that on Amazon. I'm not sponsored by anybody, and I'm kind of in the process of taking my courses off of Amazon. All right. I don't think they're very friendly when it comes to education. All right. Next up here, let's see what is next. Okay. Next up, Rudy is saying, let me just do a quick check here. Yeah. But less than 15 minutes left. And by the way, if I don't answer all of your questions, just copy them. And then just ask me next week, because I do this every Thursday at 8 a.m. And I'll do this every day until I die, which won't be until I'm 200 years old. Yeah. All right. Next up, I've got and Rudy wrote, "No money back. I love it already." I think you're referring to my MBA degree program. Yeah. I have a no money back guarantee for all of you. I'm just kidding. I love you, Rudy. Thanks. And if you haven't seen that movie, Rudy, the football movie, you got to see it. It's great. All right, next up, I've got Kamal, who's saying, "We all mostly know what we need to do every day, but why do you think we don't do that every day?" Yeah. I think because we don't set deadline dates. Failing to plan is planning to fail. And I think a lot of people give up on their New Year's resolutions by the 3rd week of January because they don't set a deadline date. And so in order for your micro or short-term goals and longer-term goals, macro goals to come true, you have to set a deadline date and you have to vocalize. You got to tell everyone about it so that it puts pressure on you, and I say it with love in my heart, to get your goals accomplished. Yeah. So for me, I told everyone I'm going to gain 20 pounds of muscle by the time I turn 50. Which is on February 2nd, 2022. So I got to make that happen, man. I've had a setback. I got a bit of an injury. I put on a couple pounds of muscle, just a little bit. It's getting better, but I got to make that happen. And as James Cameron said, the wonderful Canadian represents, director, writer of Avatar, Titanic, etc. He said, if you set your goals high and you fail, you still fail above everyone else's expectations. Yeah. So the bottom line is, in order for your goals to come true on a daily basis, yearly basis, decade basis, you have to vocalize your goals and set deadline dates. And a great way to get more stuff done every day is to write a schedule before you go to bed every night for the next day. And I provide you with an arsenal of tools or arrows in your quiver, so to speak, in my MBA degree program, so that you can do this. And I provide it in multiple file formats, including OneNote, PDF, PowerPoint, etc. LibreOffice, even, which is free office in French, I think, the open source free office, and many other form factors as well. Yeah. All right. All right, next up, Ahmed is saying, hey, Chris. Hey, Ahmed, hope you're doing well. I graduated from high school last year, and I'm currently on a gap year to gain some experience in the finance industry. I want to do an internship at a venture capital firm in my city. The thing is that they don't have any official program for high school students. Yeah. VC firms, it's very rare for them to do internships. I know that they do at Kleiner Perkins here in Palo Alto. They have a couple students every summer from Stanford, whatever it is. But it's tough because venture capital firms are usually very, very small. Yeah. And then you wrote, I have two questions. First, whom do you think I should have... Good grammar, dude. I wrote, who do you think I should? Somebody corrected me the other day. It's not who you know. It's not what you know. It's whom you know. You wrote, whom do you think I should approach? The CEO? Someone working at the firm? Or should I just use the email they have on the website? What should I include in the message? Yeah. Great questions. Yeah. What I recommend doing is I recommend networking aggressively so that you find out you have something in common with people that work at a certain venture capital firm, and then you send them an email, okay, using LinkedIn. Let's say, Ahmed, I'm going to make this up, that you find out through LinkedIn that a person at a venture capital firm is from Mississauga, which is where I'm from originally, and they went to the Toronto French School, which is where I went to school. You send them a message, and you write this. John, hope all is well. I'm also from Mississauga, and I also went to the Toronto French School, and I'm currently in the Bay Area. Please let me know if you have time for a coffee or a quick Zoom meeting. Thanks, Chris. That's it. And the subject of that LinkedIn email is 2 letters. Hi. I know everybody in this call. You've all opened and read every single LinkedIn email you've ever received. But you have not opened every email. In fact, most emails you probably don't open. So why did I structure that LinkedIn email that way? Well, Ahmed, the reason I did is because people want to help people they have something in common with. And if you ask them in that meeting, in that email, for an internship or something, they're not going to respond. Not because they don't want to help you, but because they might not be able to help you. They'll feel bad. And so by keeping it, by mentioning what you have in common, the likelihood of them responding is higher. And they're probably curious, why does this person want to meet? And that's kind of interesting. Okay, I'll respond. And just remember, Ahmed, that people want to help you. And the best way for me to explain this to you, humbly, is that think of yourself 20 years in the future, Ahmed. You're 20 years more successful than you are today. Okay, you're even more successful than you already are. And you're 20 years older. And somebody reaches out to you, Ahmed, in 20 years. And this person that reaches out to you is a much, 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 much younger version of you that reminds you of yourself a lot. Maybe you're from the same hometown, went to the same school. Maybe you had the same struggles or whatever it is. If a 20-year younger version of you reaches out to you and asks you for a meeting, would you say yes? Of course you would. That's what I'm going for when it comes to networking. Okay? Remember, your relationships are more important than product knowledge. Your network is your net worth. If you want to learn more about how to network effectively, what you can do is I have a book I'll give you for free. Go to my website, harounventures.com. Scroll down and download that book for free on how to network. It's a couple hundred pages and a few hours of YouTube videos as well. And it's based on it helps you network, regardless of why you want to network. And I'm humbled to say that I've raised and managed over $1 billion in my career. And a lot of what I've learned, I've documented in that free book on how to network. Use the methodologies I explain in that book. Download it, read it. If it doesn't work for you, if you don't get informational meetings, let me know, please. Okay. All right. Okay, I got to wrap it up in a couple minutes. And Ahmed's got a follow-up here Should I send an email or just a LinkedIn message? Yeah, LinkedIn for sure. Only. Don't do email, dude. Don't never do email. Yeah. One more thing you wrote. What are some skills I can learn that I could potentially offer them for taking some of their time? Thanks. Yeah. So what I recommend you do is you can either sign up for my MBA degree program, or you can take my complete job course by going to this link here. You can find all my courses and degree stuff there. Because in the complete job course, I give you a couple of templates that you can bring to that interview, okay, to help them. And in my MBA degree program, I have 11 brand new, more elaborate templates you can use as well to bring to your interview. And just remember that in business, people are usually motivated by three things. Number one, they want to make more money. Number two, they want to get promoted faster. And number three, they want to enjoy what they're doing. So these templates that I mentioned in my complete job course and the many more I offer in my MBA degree program, these templates are made to help you satisfy or answer one of those three questions to help that person. That's what I would say. Last thing I'll say on this topic is that when you get this meeting, I don't want you to jump right into business. I want you just to chit-chat about stuff you have in common. How do you know what you have in common? Well, you look to their LinkedIn profile. Well, what about their personal interests? Well, you can go to their Twitter profile to see who they follow. If they follow certain athletes, you know what sport to chit-chat about. If they follow certain movies or whatever it is, you know what to mention and what not to mention as well. All right. And Arjun wrote here, thank you for your answers. Lots of love. Thank you, Arjun. Lots of love back to you. And there's a guy who worked at Goldman years ago, Arjun Murdy. I remember that years ago. Yeah, nice guy. All right, next up, Gurpreet wrote, thanks for answering, Chris. Here's another one. Okay, cool. Awesome. You wrote, if cryptocurrencies coexist with traditional currencies in the long run, how will it impact economic policies? Yeah. So I think one of the biggest threats to national security for a lot of countries in the long run is cryptocurrencies. Why? Because countries are able to manipulate their own currencies, meaning raise interest rates or lower them, by creating bonds, okay? And what they do is, let's say a country wants to defend themselves. Like say, God forbid, there's a war or something. Then the way that they raise money, and countries can never raise enough money through taxes, okay? It just doesn't work like that. Countries are not run like a business, nor should they be. But let's say a country wants to defend themselves, okay? Let's go back to 1945, okay? 1945, and this is actually a real example, and I think I might have a bond here to show you. Yeah, here it is here. Oh, this will be fun. You'll love this. Okay. Let's go back to 1945, okay? In 1945, the U.S. government wanted to protect themselves. And let me go here and get this a bit bigger here, okay? So in 1945, the U.S. government wanted to raise money to be able to protect themselves. And so what they did was they issued a bond, okay? And in 1945, you could buy this bond. And it expires or matures 10 years later in 1955. And here's just the chart of what the payments are, or what it's worth each year, I should say. It's a zero coupon bond. And so the use of proceeds from this bond they issued, this is real, was to defend themselves. They didn't know the war was going to end in 1946, obviously. And so what happens is governments are able to issue bonds by changing their interest rates. Okay, so basically interest rates go up and down because the supply of money goes up and down. And so if you think about it, if you go to a grocery store and you want to buy avocados, and you go there one week and you're like, oh my gosh, the price of avocados is ridiculously high. What's going on? Well, it's because there's usually a shortage, less avocados, so the price goes up. That's how governments issue these things too, and how they control interest rates. And so let's say that you're a consumer. Okay, we're back in 1945, and you live in the United States, for example. And I'm the American government. Okay, and I work at the Federal Reserve. Okay, I'm in charge of monetary policy. What I do, the policy money, what I do is I tell you, hey, I've got this great investment for you. You can make money, interest every year, Here, I'll sell it to you. And what happens is you give me your money, I give you this. Okay. And now that you've given me your money, and you have this bond, I take some of that money and I spend it on weapons, whatever it is, to defend the country and freedom globally. And I take some of that money and I take it out of circulation. It's gone. So all of a sudden, there's less money out there, and interest rates go up. Now, fast forward to today, cryptocurrencies. If governments have competition with cryptos, meaning people are saving a lot of their money and using cryptos to transact and not US dollars, for example, then what happens is that takes a little bit of power away from governments being able to issue bonds and defend themselves or whatever it is. Deadly. And that's why, and let me be really extreme now. Let's say that nobody used American dollars anymore, or whatever currency. It doesn't have to be just the US, okay? Let's say nobody used currencies anymore. They just use cryptos. Well, that means that countries cannot issue this stuff to defend themselves, and the whole world stops working. Even and I'll make this international because I don't want to just be U.S. focused. But this here is a bond from 1903. Okay, and it's basically this is so international. I love this example. So basically, it's written in French. It's in pounds sterling, and it's for the Egyptian government to build a dam. Okay. They issued this bond, and it's a 30-year bond, and you can't see this. It goes from 1903 to 1933 here. But without this bond and the ability to change, the value of currencies, without this bond, they would not have been able to build that dam, for example, in Egypt. And without this bond, the United States governments would not be able to defend themselves. And so if cryptocurrencies, hypothetically, are the only currencies that people use in the future, and not fiat or paper-based currencies like old currency, then what happens is countries can't function. Because taxes is never enough money for countries to be able to pay for stuff. They have to be able to issue bonds. And that's why I believe that in many countries, cryptocurrencies might be made illegal, and cryptocurrencies in many countries is the biggest long-term threat to national security. Okay, I have to wrap up this. Actually, wait a second. We're going to 11, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God, I had this. I reorganized my office here, and yeah, I put the clock way over there, and okay, I got it wrong. Okay, good. We got another hour. Awesome. Good. I didn't want to end that note. That was too serious. Okay. All right. And let me find where I was here. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, here we go. And Harsh wrote here, how do you stay positive all the time like you? Yeah, thank you for that. So I'm a very positive person. And when I was younger, I wasn't as positive as I am today. Partially because I surrounded myself with people that weren't positive. And so I think there's a way for us to upgrade our friends. And I think that you should cut off everybody in your life that's negative, that brings you down. And if you only hang out with people that are very positive, you become much more positive yourself and more successful. And I've never met an entrepreneur that's very successful that's negative. Sir Richard Branson, the guy oozes positivity. I love that guy. The same thing with Oprah. Very positive, a realist, but very positive. Elon Musk, very positive. And the guy's been thinking about colonizing Mars for decades now. And so if you surround yourself with really positive people in your life and good influences, then you can accomplish much, much more. And there's a great quote from Mark Benioff, which is, we often overestimate what we can accomplish in a year, but we massively underestimate what we can accomplish in a decade. And I think you can accomplish much more in a decade if you hang out with very, very positive people. And when we were younger, we all had, our parents would tell us that, I don't want you to hang out with that person because that person does drugs. And you're like, no, mom, dad, that person doesn't do drugs. They did drugs, So your parents helped to pick your friends for you when you're younger. Well, now we can pick our own friends at our own age, obviously, when we're older. And so if you surround yourself with very positive people, I think you'll be much more successful and happy in the long run as well. Yeah. And what I also do is, and I'm a religious person. I don't worry about anything business related, ever. Because I tell myself this: God already knows what's going to happen. And that puts love and peace in my heart. And when I reach a crisis in business, I don't see it as a crisis. I see it as a turning point. And with crisis comes opportunity. Always. When the world gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And sometimes things happen to us career-wise. And we don't understand why it happened to us. And we're kind of upset at the world, whatever, and depressed. Don't worry. Because many years from now, you will look back on that thing that happened to you, that bad thing at work, and be grateful to God it happened, because it guided you in a different direction in life. So I don't get worried about anything anymore because of my faith. Yeah. And you might say, oh my God, Chris, you're so naive. Well, maybe I am. But if everything negative that happens, within reason, you see crisis as an opportunity, you'll seize the day. Carpe diem. You'll seize the day and make lemonade out of lemons. All right. All right, next up, Darego is saying, hey, Chris, thank you for all the great works you do. Hope you're good. Thank you. I am. Thank you. Do I need to study economics, business, administration, accounting, finance, etc., as a course using books and video lectures to be good at business? No, absolutely not. Yeah. Textbooks don't teach you business. They're theoretical. They teach you stuff like supply and demand graphs that nobody uses in the real world, unless you're an economist, maybe. Yeah. There are very few textbooks that are worth reading. If you want to read a textbook, there's only one man's textbooks I recommend. It's a professor of finance at New York University whose name is Damodaran. Aside from that, no. I think you can learn more about business by taking online business courses. Like take my MBA degree course or program, or my courses you can get at this link here. And there's a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee, so you can watch the whole darn thing now, everything, and get your money back. I don't mind if you do. Go for it. And I teach you based on my real-life practical experience. No theory. And one of the reasons I do what I do is because I learned that at business school, they don't teach us stuff we need to get ahead in the real world. They don't teach us practical stuff we can use right away. They don't teach you how to sell. They don't teach you how to interview. They don't teach you how to get customers. They don't teach you how to manage your own money. They teach you how to manage other people's money, but not your own. They don't teach you a lot of life skills you need to be successful, which is why I do what I do, and I have my own MBA degree program and my courses online. You can't just read a textbook and learn about business. It doesn't work that way. Okay. All right. All right. My son's outdoors now. I'm gonna close the window really quickly here. And I told him to be careful with the music he listens to. He was listening to, I can't remember who it was. It had a cool beat, but it was there was something that said that was misogynist, and one of our neighbors complained over the fence, right? And quite often my kids, and I guess myself included, we listen to music, and we don't realize that the lyrics, if we listen to lyrics, some of it can be offensive. So let me just close the window here. Yeah. All right, give me 1 second. All right. There's no filter here, you know that. All right, next up. All right. Dirego is saying, I graduated as a civil engineer, and I'm currently working as a software engineer. But I'm so interested in the business of investing that I plan to own a conglomerate one day. Thank you so much. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. And in venture capital, we used to say it's easier for an engineer to learn finance than it is for a finance person to learn engineering. Next up, Michael, how are you? Michael Reynolds, great guy. He lives just north of me in Sonoma, which is by Napa Valley wine country. And he started an amazing charity. He's doing such wonderful things for people. And Michael, you always know that you can get all of my courses, programs, all the stuff here for free for yourself, your staff, all of your patients forever for free. Yeah. But my money back guarantee doesn't apply to that though. Yeah. So awful dad humor. But Michael wrote here, great to see you, Chris. Likewise. I haven't had any questions the last couple of weeks, so I've just been listening in to continue to soak in your wisdom and guidance. Thank you. I've made so many mistakes over the years that, I hope you guys can learn from my mistakes. Thank you. And then you wrote, I hope you and your family are doing and enjoying life. Thank you. Likewise. Thanks for everything you do to help all of us to live out the talents, gifts, and skills that God has given us. Have a great weekend. Thanks. What a wonderful message. Thank you. God bless you, man. Big hug here. Big hug. Thank you. And thanks again for that donation you made a while back for my that the schools we're making in Rwanda. Thank you. God bless you for that. And that wonderful note you left as well. Thank you. Okay, cool. And Harsh said that book is on my table now. Good. I think you're talking about the How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, which is a must read. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, Cole wrote here, hey, Chris, do you have any advice on interviewing in banking? I took your advice to have some stocks ready from your template, but the interview is being virtual. Do you have any advice? Yeah. So when it comes to banking, the questions they're going to ask you might be related to M&A or IPOs in general. And so if you take my complete financial analyst course, I teach you and I give you a bunch of crutches to fall back on for questions in interviews. And so with an investment bank, they might ask you something generic like, should company A buy company B? And the templates I provide you in the complete financial analyst training course of mine will tell you which questions to ask to be able to decide whether or not that company should buy or build the product themselves. And then I also provide you with a lot of templates to talk about how to value companies as well. Okay, so whether it's DCF, discounted cash flow, which I don't like, price to revenue, price to earnings, etc. I provide you with all those crutches, so to speak, in that course that should help you out tremendously. Yeah. But don't forget to bond first before business, always, even on these Skype calls or Zoom calls. Yeah. Because business is about relationships first and product knowledge second. And I want you to tell yourself one last thing before that interview. The second before it starts, I want you to tell yourself, I don't give a damn if I get this job or not. And I'm not saying to be reckless, but just be you. Just be you. Because everybody loves you for who you are. You got this far in life for being yourself. Your buddies love you for being you. So do your parents and friends. Yeah. So just be yourself and tell yourself, I don't care if I get this job. It'll just set you at ease as well. And just bond with them on a personal level, and go to their Twitter profile too and find out who they follow so that you'll know what to talk about. It could be it could be sports, whatever. Yeah. Sports is great boardroom talk. Okay. All right. Next up, Marwan just wrote here, I just bought the MBA program. Awesome. I hope you enjoy it, Marwan. And if not, there is a 30-day 100% money back guarantee. You can even binge watch the whole thing within a month and get your money back. I don't care. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So I wrote, I just bought the MBA program. I'm from Morocco. And my dad is always supporting us when it comes to education, no matter what is the situation. I hope to make him very proud one day. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. And if it doesn't help you tremendously, get your money back. No questions asked. Yeah. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. And what Marwan, my best friend growing up, his name was Marwan as well. Jason Denny, Dehni is his name, but his first name is Marwan. Yeah, but we call him Jason for some reason. Yeah, yeah. And his mom called him Mimo. Yeah, but that guy had a massive impact on my life, man. Tell you, hanging out with the right people, it changes everything. It changes everything. Yeah, but the MBA program that let me get myself in this image here too. Hey there. The MBA program that Marwan is talking about is, if you go to my website, I have a special offer. You can go to harouneducation.com, click here, and then you get 60% off my MBA program. Expires in 3 days. And you can also do payment plans of $148 for 3 payments or something. Yeah. But anyway, check it out if you get a chance. Yeah, thanks. You got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And thank you for the support. Appreciate it. All right. Whoops. Okay. All right, next. Oh, Juan David, I haven't seen you in like ages. So Juan David, you must be, what, 17 or 18 now? Yeah, it's been a while, dude. When he was 16, he joined our weekly. We do this for a couple of years now. And he wrote a book when he was 16. And on the back was a review from me in the Chicago Tribune as well. So Juan is from Venezuela originally. He lives in Chicago. He's had a tough life, which he documents in his book. And the name of his book is Generation Optimism, and how to be positive and get great results from having a positive personality. Great. And by the way, he's 17 or 18 now. He's already done 2 TED Talks. It's amazing. Incredible. One, great to see you here. Great to see you. And by the way, if anybody wants to write a book, I have a template for you. All you have to do is this. And anybody can write a book. And imagine it costs you nothing. Imagine writing a book and bringing it to an interview or a sales call. Who does that? How badly do you want that job? But if you want to get access to the template for the book, what you do is you go here to harounventures.com / all lowercase, write book. See that? All lowercase, write book. And what you can do is you download the book here. I don't ask for your email or anything, okay? And then the book template gets downloaded. And basically, if it's a 6-inch by 9-inch, metric system, but 6-inch by 9-inch. And all you need to know is 1 page of instructions, which is on page 1 here. Okay. Costs you nothing. You just fill in the whole thing here. And if you're using Microsoft Word, you then right click here and repaginate. I don't know if that's a word. You repaginate the table of contents here. And that's it. That's it. Yeah. So yeah. But Juan David published a book a couple of years ago now, I guess. Yeah. So Juan wrote, hi, Chris. How are you doing? I'm doing great. And I hope things are okay for you there in Chicago. I heard about the massive 25-inch dump of snow there. My nephew up in Canada is loving it, though, because snow day, meaning no school. You wrote, I love your shirt. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And it seems kind of off a bit like this. It's because I'm actually, my right shoulder is slightly lower than my left shoulder. But anyway, yeah. I think it's because I'm right-handed, yeah. And Juan wrote, things are going well. Recently, I started my 2nd semester of college. Very cool. And I'm learning a lot. Awesome. You're going to do great things. Yeah. Very cool. All right. Okay. And Deal is saying, let me share the video. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. And then Naman said, can the price of the MBA program be shifted to $199 or $100? I'm sorry, we won't go that low. Yeah. So the list price is $999. You can get it for $399 for the next 3 days by going to my website, harounventures.com, or you can get it for $148 with 3 payments, or you can just get it. Just get it today. Binge watch the whole thing as much as you can and get your money back within 30 days. 100%, no questions asked. All right. Next up, the question is, how many employees do you have? 0 full-time employees. So I set myself up as an S corporation. And so it's it's a complicated tax thing, but basically it's me. But I do have a lot of people I work with, okay, that you can technically call employees if you want to. One of them is my chief creative officer, Matt Lacuse, who's a partner, right? So he has equity in my MBA degree program. He's the guy that created all those funny, awesome videos. And the reason why this studio looks a lot better now than it did before. And so Matt Lacuse spends most of his time out now in Iowa, where he spends time with his girlfriend. I have somebody else that helps out Matt and myself as well. He's in Collingwood, Ontario, named Doug, but he has spent a couple months in the Dominican Republic. My guys work everywhere. It's all good. Doesn't matter where you are, right? This is virtual. Now, in terms of sales and marketing, what I do is I outsource the whole thing to Ziggy Media. You can go check out their website. They're awesome. Zigi media.com. And there are two guys there I work with closely. Actually, four people, sorry. There's Elan, Joey, Joe, and Cassandra. And they get, basically, they take care of all my sales and marketing. And I pay them 20% of what they sell. So they're awesome. They're great. They're great. It's a meritocracy. You eat what you kill. That's the way business should be. Aside from that, I have a guy who I met on webcast number 10, I think it was. And he now works with me. His name is John Klee, and he's based in Rochester. And so when you guys see this call, a couple hours after it's done, if you go to the description field and you click on any of the questions, get automatic answers to questions or jump to the time code, that's done by John Klee, and he's in Rochester. Yeah. I also have there's a guy named Adad, who does a lot of the promotional trailers. And so I just hired him again. We're doing a video shoot for one of my new courses, you'll see. And so he's making that trailer. Aside from that, I outsource CFO, my accountant. I believe in outsourcing everything. And I tell myself, everything I do that's not focused on creating content and serving you, the customer, the student, is a waste of my time. And when you start a company, after a year or two of running your company, you always have to ask yourself this question. What business am I in again? What business am I in again? And you got to remember that. Otherwise, you style drift, which hurts profitability, etc. Yeah. So I'm in the business of helping my students. Everything I do is not creating content or teaching my students is a waste of time. And I outsource everything else. Yeah. Okay. All right. And I have a guy named Jean Marco up in Toronto, actually Northern Ontario, that creates my vlogs. He does a great job. Yeah. Yeah. And so what I do is I repurpose content. It's something that Nintendo's been doing for decades. They're older games. They repurpose it. They reuse them on newer platforms. It's a high margin business. I do the same thing, right? It's an efficient way to work. And so you guys watch this webcast every week. It's 3 hours long. And what I do is I have it all repurposed. Okay. We don't waste anything. And so from this call comes 7 vlogs for the next week. Also from this call comes a podcast version of this call. And from this call comes Instagram videos and other videos and other platforms as well. So we reuse a lot of stuff. Yeah. Okay. I learned that from Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V. Okay. All right. Next up, EdTech Bro is saying, I've taken 3 or 4 of your Udemy courses. I also want to be part of the MBA program. I'm just collecting money for it. Please let me know if you have any popular offer during any festival time. Yeah. I don't know what our marketing plan is right now. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what our marketing plan is right now, but I do know that if you go to harounventures.com, you can click to get access to the program, which runs out in 3 days. Yeah. And then Siddharth is saying Platinum is full right now, so we have to wait another year. Yeah. So the way it works is I also have an in-class version where I coach people. Okay. And that version of the program is a lot more expensive. But if you buy silver, you get every dollar you spend on silver, you get deducted from Platinum. How much is this going to cost you for Platinum? And if you subscribe to the on-demand version, the $3.99 sale I have now, it guarantees you a spot in the Platinum version. Yeah, later. Yeah, and I'm not going to be marketing Platinum or gold that much anymore because we're doing upsells. But let me show you what that means, because I'm sure there's a lot of questions. All right, so let me go here so you can see my ugly mug. Hey there. So if you go to my website, which is harounventures.com, and you scroll down, you'll see there's 3 versions, okay? So there's on demand, which we call silver, which means you can start right now. You can start today, okay? And it's $9.99, but if you click at the top here, you can get it for $3.99, okay? Or 3 payments of $148, I think, yeah. And this one here, you can start today. Now, if you do this program here and you want to do the gold or platinum program, which starts in January of next year, this year is sold out, as was last year. But if you want to do this version or this version, if you buy the silver, the on-demand version today, you get a discount and guaranteed access as well to these if you want. So this is the only on-demand version. These ones are not, okay? And the difference also is that with the gold program, you can see the prices here. With the gold program, you get, and let me just get my face out of the way, sorry. With the gold program, you get everything you get in silver, but you have to wait until next year because we start every January, okay? Next one we start January 10th. And you also get a couple hundred hours of live Q&A with me as part of a group, okay? The platinum program is the same as gold, except you get 3 hours of one-on-one time as well. So that's how that works. Yeah. But again, if you get the on-demand version, which we call silver as well, you could start this today, and it's on sale for just $3.99 today. Okay, which is less than literally 1 hour of a traditional MBA program. You can get this on sale today, which guarantees you access if you want in the future to gold and platinum as well. Yeah. And if you're based in the U.S., you could pay $0 now for 6 months through PayPal, and yeah, up to you. Okay, yeah. So, and if you have additional questions about that, please let me know, and thank you as always. Okay. All right. Next up, Manas is saying people tend to buy things they don't want. I've seen this quote. People tend to buy things they don't want with money they don't have to impress people they don't like. That's the truth of today's world. Yeah. You got to tell yourself, I don't give a damn what people think of me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to choose my own career. I don't care if people laugh at me. I don't care if I fail a lot, because I've failed over and over again in my life, as Michael Jordan says, which is why I succeed. Here you go. Yeah. I got this on Etsy. And I recommend that you guys get a special poster for your wall like this too. When I was younger, I had posters on my wall. My kids have these fathead posters of football players, baseball players and stuff. But I went to Etsy and I got this custom made. It looks kind of nice. Put it on the wall. It motivates you. It's a small price to pay to motivate you. Very high return on investment. All right, next up, Christina is saying, here we go. So Christina is one of my amazing MBA degree program students. And every time I see her name, it's like, so I had to pull this up and drink because she's the one that keeps me honest and keeps me real. We challenge each other. Yeah. All right. So Christina is saying, good morning, Chris and the Haroun Education Ventures family. Thank you, Chris, for another amazing weekly Office Hours Webcast 126. Thank you. And you said, cheers. I'm drinking MCT oil in hot tea. Oh, very cool. Yeah. And I'm doing that too in my bulletproof coffee, which I've been doing for more than 5 years now, which gives me this ability to, I don't know, think gooder and speak gooder and stuff and have more energy. Yeah. I love coffee. Like sometimes I'll go to bed and I'll look forward to waking up so I can have my coffee. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't drink anymore, but I don't drink any less. No, I don't drink. My vice is coffee. My one thing of coffee every day. All right. Next up, Saws wrote, how do you evaluate a startup who's asking for funding? Yeah. So I have a course on this called the Complete Business Plan course. It's 9 hours long. It'll help you write a business plan and understand what venture capitalists and high net worth investors look for when investing in a company. Or what you can do is you can take my MBA degree program, and I go into way more detail than that through a venture capital boot camp. But I would say the most important things that people look for are, number one, the management team. The jockey's always more important than the horse. And a great entrepreneur and a great founder and a great CEO all have one thing in common. They can sell. And so you need to give the ability, or the impression I should say, to whoever is watching your presentation for your startup, that you can sell and that you're incredibly passionate about what you're doing. Because these sophisticated investors that might invest in you, they understand that your business model and the industry is going to change dramatically over the next couple of years. But they want to make sure that you can still get people excited about your business model. And so quite often what happens is a lot of high net worth investors, they invest in startups. They're not that crazy about the idea, but they love the entrepreneur. And so we always want to invest. We prefer to invest in a company with an A management team with a B business model. We prefer that over investing in a B management team with an A business model. The jockey's always more important than the horse. To learn what other criteria you should mention also in your pitch presentation, and to get 25 templates for your pitches, your presentation slides, go here to this website and take my complete business plan course. Or what you can do is take my MBA degree program, which goes into much more detail through an elaborate venture capital boot camp as well, which is a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Next up, Rowena is saying, Chris, I enjoyed your snake oil comment. You were funny. I'm laughing with you. Thank you. Thank you. Earlier on the call, somebody said, what I like about you, Chris, is that you're not a snake oil salesman. And then I went into a pitch like the worst snake oil salesman ever. Yeah. But wait, there's more. Thank you. I'm glad I made you laugh. Okay. And then Christina, who's one of my MBA students, is saying, Chris, I totally agree. Yes, carpe diem. And I got that, by the way, from Christina, okay, who's one of my, I learned so much from my students, and my students learn more from each other than they do from me. That's for sure. Christina is awesome. She's unbelievable. But she, I learned carpe diem. She taught me that. It means seize the day in Latin. And it's also the title of a wonderful Green Day song. I love it. You know what, Christina? I'm going to change my ringtone from, I currently have Radioactive, is the song by Imagine Dragons, I think. Yeah. I'm going to change it to Carpe Diem from Green Day. That's what I'm going to do. Seize the day. And everybody needs to have a badass ringtone that gets you all fired up. So that when it goes off, regardless of what mood you're in, you'll be in a peak mental state immediately. I hate this camera angle. Look at that. I don't like that. The lighting is, let me see if I can change my face a bit there. That's getting worse. Yeah, screw it. I'll just stick to this angle, which I like better. I'm experimenting. Yeah. Okay, cool. And dude, that is driving me batty. Crazy. That little cable there, I've got autofocus. Let me go back here. Right there. The little cable, that's okay because as Salvador Dali said, if you strive for perfection, you'll never attain it. Yeah. Plus, when I get close to you guys here, you see even less. See, it gets out of focus there. Okay, cool. Beaucoup de boca. All right, so Christina wrote, Chris, totally agree. Carpe diem, love your family, and choose your peers. Amen to that. Amen. Exactly. You can choose your friends, but not your family. Yeah. And then you wrote, like Tony Robbins says, life happens not to me, but for me. Oh, I love that. It's awesome. That's awesome. Very cool. And Tony Robbins also said, motion creates emotion, which is why I'm walking around from now on, and I've got this headset on too. Hey there. I got this headset on too as well. Do you guys want to see behind the scenes? Let me show you behind the scenes here for a second. All right. I will show you. And what I'll do is I will let me actually go into add another camera angle, and I'll show you what's happening behind the scenes. You've already seen that angle. Hold on. Did it twice. The third one. Nope, that camera's not up. Hold on. I want to show you behind. I thought I had it all set up. I do. It's here somewhere. Hold on. Overhead, I think. Aha! There we go. Okay, good. Yeah. This is it here. Yeah. Great. All right. So this here is behind the scenes. I've got just a camera here, and I've got this set up because I'm working with a dad who does my trailers, and I've gone to Prague a couple times, the Czech Republic, to do it. But he's going to help me set up for a new trailer I'm doing for a new course I'm filming tomorrow. But this is behind the scenes. I have a couple monitors here from a couple of different computers. What you're watching here is when I go like this, you see it going up and down? That's YouTube, the questions here with this wireless mouse here. It's messy, crap on the floor, you can see there, keeping it real. This here is how I change cameras. I've got 3 of these things just to adjust everything live. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Yeah. So anyway, that's a little behind the scenes. Let me get back to bigger screen version here. Okay, there we go. Great, fun. All right. Next up, Arjun is saying one more question. Ask as many as you want, please. The United States government is taking a lot of debt these times by passing these stimulus budgets. Is inflation being invited? Is this going to be a big burden on future generations? Yeah. And this is something that people have been talking about with the U.S., United States for decades. People always say, oh my gosh, there's so much debt. The U.S. is going to go bankrupt. You hear this all the time. I remember back in the 80s, I remember when Reagan started ramping spending to, for military spending, whatever it was, and the whole trickle-down notion, the Laffer curve. People have been saying for decades. That's just a matter of time. Well, as long as the rest of the world wants to buy U.S. debt, it can keep going forever until they stop wanting to buy it. And so if you're the Chinese government, and the Chinese are more dependent on the U.S. than vice versa. It's true. Because China is still, for now at least, an export-oriented nation. And they know that if growth slows materially for China, there will be civil unrest. And what we saw in 1989 with Tiananmen Square is the tip of the iceberg, because everybody is a journalist these days with these things. And so China is much more reliant on the United States than vice versa. 1/3 of the revenue on this planet, or close to 1/3 of GDP revenue, same thing sort of. 1/3 of revenue in the world is United States economy, GDP. And 2/3 of the United States economy, 2/3 is consumer spending. Not big business, consumer spending. And so China is very much reliant on the U.S. consumer. They really, really are. And as long as China wants to continue to buy U.S. debt, they can issue more debt, and the rest of the world too. Right? So it is a flight to quality investment as well. It is what it is. Yeah. So, yeah. Is the debt going to be a big burden on future generations? Yeah. And I remember back in 2008, the younger generation, when the government was printing a lot of debt in 2008, the younger generation was rightly so saying, it's so stupid that the stimulus program back then is the steal from us program. It's stealing from future generations. It definitely is. It definitely is. And it's awful, but I think it's a smart thing to do right now is to issue debt globally, every country. Otherwise, with the COVID, there's going to be massive hysteria and uncertainty. You don't want to go there. I think it's the right idea now. The stimulus checks, et cetera. You have to do it. You have to. Yeah. And if you look at the United Kingdom, for example, with Boris, who I think is doing a fine job, even with Brexit. But what happened with the United Kingdom is last year you had one 3-month period, where growth, or year-over-year growth in the GDP growth in the United Kingdom was negative 20%. Dude, that didn't even happen during World War II. Desperate times call for desperate measures. You need to have debt in order to help. And the only thing I criticize governments for globally and the Federal Reserve is that they didn't raise interest rates more in the past. You see, when times are good, you have to raise interest rates. Not too much, but gradually. Why? So that when times are bad, You can jumpstart the economy by cutting rates a couple times to stimulate the economy. And so I hope that future generations of leaders understand that you have to be long-term focused and raise rates when things are good. Otherwise, you can't stimulate the economy when things are bad. Yeah, yeah. But I am happy actually with the commitment from the U.S. government now. This is a more of a bipartisan comment, I guess, apolitical comment, that the U.S. government is really getting on top of getting these COVID virus antidotes out there. And for anyone in the San Francisco Bay Area, every day at 5 p.m., if you go to long-term parking for the San Francisco airport, there's several hundred doses they give away because I guess they'll go bad if they, whatever. So if you have relatives here in the Bay Area that are older, take them. Yeah. Don't ask me for more details than that, though, please. But I do know for a fact that exists, that program. Do a search online, you'll find it. Yeah. If you have older relatives, take them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think, so in California, more than 10% have been given already the vaccine. Other countries have done a better job, like Israel. Unbelievable. Half the country already has gotten it, which is great. Yeah. Yeah. And shame on you, Saturday Night Live, for that comment on that. I won't go there. Yeah. Sorry. From Michael Che. Not cool. Yeah. But here in California, here in the United States, we'll have 100% of people will have access at some point this year. Biden has done a fine job of really, really buckling down, focusing on this. Yeah. All right, moving on. Here we go. Next up, all right. Arjun is saying, is weakening the dollar a good sign for gold? Should I buy more gold in the form of bonds and ETFs? Yeah. Yeah. So I'll never tell my students what to buy. I feel that if I give you a fish, you'll eat for a day. If I teach you how to fish, you'll eat for a lifetime, which is why I provide my students with just a ton of frameworks, and that's the arrow target thing. Yeah. But whenever you look at investing in anything, cryptocurrencies, commodities, everything, I want you to think about supply. Okay. One of the things that makes cash trash or a loser investment is the fact that there is an unlimited supply that can be created. It's not fair. We all work so hard to make money, and then governments can dilute us by printing more of it. Well, we know cash is trash. So whenever you look at any potential investment, make sure you understand supply. Do I own gold? Yes. Do I think gold will be higher in the long run? Oh, yeah. Why? Because there's a dearth. There's a limited supply. It's like my grandfather, God bless him. He used to tell me, Chris, buy land. They're not making it anymore. So I've been buying a heck of a lot of land. Yeah. And buildings, etc. And I'll keep doing that. Okay. All right. And if you want to buy gold, the ETF you want to look at is GLD. Okay, that's the exchange traded fund. So let me explain this really quickly. So what you do is you always go to finance.yahoo.com. Don't pay for any software, any website access, anything. Okay. And if you do research on gold, this is a good place to start here. And so here we have GLD. Okay. And the fee on this is, I think it's 0.49% per year for this ETF. I'm wrong. It's 0.4% per year, right here, right? And this gets you access to gold, and it's real gold as well. When you buy gold, sometimes in certain places, it's not real, right? It can be, yeah, right. All right. And what some people do, and don't do what I'm about to tell you, but some people will buy gold from certain stores. They'll pay cash. They'll hang on to it. And when gold goes up a lot, then they take that gold and sell it back to the same store for a profit, and they don't pay taxes. Don't do that, because if you get caught, you can go to jail. Yeah. I know there's somebody watching us saying, oh, that's a good idea. That's what I'm going to do. Just it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah. Okay. All right, next up, I got a question from I'm Aftab. Hi Aftab. I'm an interior decorator. I got very nervous to manage the project. I want to know about project management. Yeah. There's a lot of great project management software products you can get out there. I used to use Microsoft Project and a product called Project Workbench. I'm that old. But there's a lot of web-based alternatives that are free that you can find. Just search for project management cloud-based software, which will help you to be able to plan out your projects from a critical path perspective, which resources to use at what times, etc. Yeah. Or you can just download a template, project management template for Excel. Just do a search on that. Yeah. Okay. All right, next up, Christina wrote, thank you, Chris, for recommending Jesus Calling, 365 Devotions for Kids, a book for me to introduce and share with Isabella. She loves it. She loves it. Yeah. And it's a book that I'm Christian, so for those of you that don't want to hear something Christian, just tune out. But I wear my heart on my sleeve. This is just who I am. But I find that religious texts are tough for me to understand. I like things that are more simplistic. So what I've done is, and I bought this for a lot of my students that have had issues. But if I go here to orders, it's made for kids. Okay, it's called Jesus Calling, and I read a chapter of this every day before I get out of bed. Right, and I've bought this so many times over the years for people and. Here it is. Here it's just, and each chapter has got each chapter. It's just a paragraph each one, and it's made for kids. And I read it daily before I go to bed. This is what I read. I read every single day. I read one of these. Okay, before I get out of bed, and they're short. This is it. Less is more, and it's anyway. That's my routine. So I read that, and then what I do in bed before I get up is I thank God for 10 things in this order always. Andrew, Matthew, Dylan, my kids, Christine, my wife, my mom, my dad, my brother, Jamie, my sisters, Katie and Elizabeth, and my students, you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm grateful. Okay. And there's no filter for me. What you see is what you get. Wissawig. All right. Next up, Vishnu is saying, Mr. Chris, you're the best teacher I've ever learned business from. I'm a high schooler from India. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And I just showed you who my best teacher is. Okay. All right. Next up, Christina is saying, Chris, thank you for inspiring. You're changing our world for the better. Just by seeing you, so many young go-getters are here on your live webcast today. I thank you. God bless you. It's amazing how many younger people I have. And the quality of questions I get from teenagers is amazing. Asking about stocks and all that stuff. And I didn't know any of that stuff when I was younger. It's amazing. Unbelievable. When I was a teenager, I didn't know the difference between preferred stock and livestock. That was cheesy. That's okay. Okay. And then Christina said, Chris, I love all 5 of your amazing MBA concentration video promos that Matt created. Matt Lacus, my great chief creative officer for my MBA program. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, he's amazing. He's amazing. Yeah. All right. Okay. And then next up, thank you for your live web class, Creating Your Future, Discover the Blueprint for Career Success last Friday. I loved how it all came together. Thank you. I appreciate that, Christina. It worked out well. Usually I make a lot of mistakes. I didn't make as many mistakes as I usually do. But if you go here to my website, harounventures.com, you guys can click it and watch it here if you want. You could see me light a fire in my office, right here. Let me, yeah. So I lit a fire here. I was terrified. I did the whole thing live. It's right at this point here. And while you guys watch me light a fire, I'll go read on, see what the next questions are. Yeah. All right. So let's actually watch it together. I was terrified. I was showing you how a traditional MBA is a waste of money. I lit a fire live. You can't tell how terrified I was. Look at my bad hair dye right at the front there. I was terrified. And by the way, whenever you present in front of an audience, if you feel nervous, you don't look nervous. Right? If you feel like you're shaking, You're not shaking. You just feel that way. And I was nervous as heck when I did that. It was a live webcast and I was starting a fire. Of course, I had 8 million fire extinguishers in the office here, including this one here. And if you guys have kids, and Christina, I know you bought this recently for because of Isabella at your house too, your daughter. If you guys have kids, I want you all to buy this. Okay, it's called It's called Fire Gone. Okay, and if you have kids, get this. And the reason why I recommend this is because the Fortnite generation, they know how to put out fires. This, right? If you use, let me back out here a second. If you use this, and kids are panicking, there's no trigger. You have to do this, which they might not know, and they'll panic as well when a fire comes. And these things are heavy too, which is why I recommend getting these. Now, what I've done is these are in all the kids' rooms. Okay, this thing here, I recommend everybody get these, please. Okay, these are in all the kids' room. You can get it from Amazon or somewhere. I'm not sponsored, I just want to help humbly if I can. But these are in all my kids' rooms, and sometimes in the kitchen when my kids will be cooking, and I'll look at them and I'll say, my kids, and I'll say, let's pretend there's a fire right there. What do you do? And right away, boom, they know where this is, and they know to put this to the base of the flames. All the kids' rooms should have these things. All of them, yeah. Especially because kids are into computers. And if you build a computer, you will start a fire one day. I've done it a couple times. It will happen. Last thing I'll say on this is that with your kids, when it comes to electronics in the house, train them from a young age to know never to plug a random cable into a random electronics product. Look at the back, make sure the voltage matches on the plug and the product as well. So hopefully I helped somebody out with this. But I promise you, all kids start fires. It's just do they get caught or not. I played with matches as a kid. Thank God nothing happened. One of my kids was playing with matches in the kitchen. He hit it, but we smelt it. We found it. Get these everywhere in your house. Yeah. All right. Oh, question is, cheers, Chris. I'm at the 12 p.m. water line. Are you? You're the best. You're the best, Christina. Thank you. I'm at 11. 11. How am I doing on time here? Oh, we're almost at 11, so I'm okay, but I should be drinking more. And this is literally my ball and chain. I carry it around with me everywhere throughout the day until it's done. Yeah. And I've had so much more energy doing that as well. It's so simplistic. Anybody can order this on Amazon. It's called Bottled Joy. Yeah. Or you can get cheaper knockoff versions, or just get a big jug at home and carry it with you everywhere. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Next up, I've got Derego is saying, what is the name of the author you said I should read his book if I want to? I can't spell it. Thank you so much once again. Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah. So there's two people I named today. One is Dale Carnegie. And everybody should listen to the audiobook or read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. The other one is a Damadorian. So D-A-M, Dan, Adorian. Just spell it like you think it should be. Damadorian Finance, and YouTube or Google will correct you, which YouTube always does with me. Okay. Okay, cool. And Leonard is saying, how often do you update your courses? Yeah. So we answer questions very quickly, usually within 24 hours. We're pretty good with it. In terms of updating things, if there's a mistake in it or something that needs to be relevant or changed, I'll update it. But a lot of the stuff that I teach never changes. Business doesn't change. If there's something technology related, we'll go in and tweak it every now and then. Yeah, but the courses we make, we humbly believe will stand the test of time. Everything has been future-proofed. Just like with my MBA degree program, which you can get here on my website, everything is recorded in 4K from 5 different camera angles, top down as well if I'm doing exhibits. Although when you watch it, it's only 1080 today, but we future-proofed everything so that if and when 4K becomes prevalent, we're ready. Yeah. The longer the view, the wiser the intention. A wise man once said. Warren Buffett, yeah. Okay. Next up, let's see here. Okay, Akanja is saying, "Hi Chris, my name is Lahang. Okay, hi Lahang, and I work as a full-time training and development chef, and my side hustle is studying securities and investment, meaning capital markets and trading. The issue is organizing time. Much appreciated. Yeah. So what I would say is when it comes to time management, you got to schedule each day the day before. And in my MBA degree program, I have an enhanced version of what I'm about to show you. But I'm going to show you something you can download right now to help you work smarter and not harder and accomplish much more every single day. So what you do is you go to my website, which is harounventures.com/schedule. Okay, and that's all lowercase schedule. Okay. And then when you're here, what you do is you click here to download a daily scheduler in PowerPoint format. Okay. And when you open this up, you'll see, I'm buying time, I know. Here we go. Good. When you open it up, you'll see it looks like this. Okay. And I put this note here to say that you can change this around if you want to. But schedule each, and this is just the one that I use, but schedule this yourself too if you want to. You schedule every day the night before, and I usually do it by hand, but I put some things in here that never change, like this, right? And then what I also do is I give you a section for goals, and then you score yourself at the end of the day. This is just me. You don't have to put that there. You can change it around if you want. I score myself at the end of the day. It's subjective. But I'll take off 20% if I don't pray, 10% if I don't put family first, 5% if I don't diet, whatever, 20,000 steps. You get the idea. Wash my face twice, otherwise it's disaster. Yeah. Anyway, so you can customize this and do this the night before always. And score yourself as well at the end of each day out of 100 if you want to. And I'm covering that up in the corner, my face there, yeah. All right. Where is Wirecast? Here we go. All right. And I teach in my MBA degree program also how to use Wirecast, which you pay for. And I also teach in the fourth semester, I teach also how to use OBS, which is a free version of Wirecast. OBS stands for open source broadcasting software. Yeah. And I teach how to use Twitch and Streamlabs OBS as well in the program. All part as electives, of course. Yeah. So I hope that helps you out there, Lahang, with time management. Yeah. The busier you are, the more stuff you get done. If you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. And we all know that when we go on vacation or we take a couple of weeks off, for some reason we didn't have time to go to the gym that day when we're taking time off. You want to get something done, give it to a busy person. The way to stay busy and to get more done is to schedule each day the day before, because failing to plan is planning to fail. Okay. All right. And Peyton is saying, I'm going through your income statement. Is depreciation always 10 years? Yeah, in my MBA program. Not always. Every country, every region, and every type of product has different depreciation schedules. So in some countries, they might say you can depreciate a truck over 10 years. Right, on a straight line basis. If it's $1,000 truck, it's $100 per year. Okay, or it could be on an accelerated basis as well. And there's something with inventory called LIFO and FIFO, which we'll cover in the curriculum soon. Also, other products have different depreciation schedules. Like software can be every year. Hardware, like computers in some countries, can be every 2 years. Yeah. Okay. All right. And Arjun wrote, thank you for answering my questions again. You're most welcome. And Leonard, I wrote, bless you, brother. Bless you much more. Thank you. Okay. And then persona non grata. I love that name you got there. Persona non grata. Mr. or Mrs. Grata is saying, is there an app for your MBA? There is. You can use, I think there's an iPhone app available. So what I do actually, but you can't search for it on the web. I'll tell you how it works. What I do is the e-commerce engine that I use to power my MBA program. It's called Teachable, teachable.com. You wouldn't know that from taking my course, but I license the software from them. And then with that, there's an app you can download to watch my lectures. Yeah. or you can just watch them in a browser. But the way that I designed the MBA curriculum is I thought about a massive total addressable market to the extent that I set it up so you can watch it on an iPhone, Android device, iPad, laptop, desktop, even Apple TV, whatever. It all works on every single form factor. And there's different types of, for every exercise document I provide you with, I give it to you in 3 formats: Google Docs, Microsoft Word, as well as PDF, so that I've got you covered, regardless of what form factor or your software preference of choice is. And you have access forever as well to all that stuff, all the courses. Yeah. All right. And then Persona Non Grata is saying it would be more comfortable to attend classes on my mobile phone through an app rather than a mobile browser. I understand. Yeah. And it does work, my product on all form factors, including mobile. Yeah. Next up, we have Ryan, who's saying, what do you think is better growth strategy? Joint venture, strategic alliance partnership, or mergers and acquisitions? Yeah. So the question is, do you build or buy? Yeah. Build, buy, or partner. Yeah. So it all depends. It all depends. It's not easy for me to answer that without understanding what the opportunity is, whether to build, buy, or partner. What I would do is I would create a financial model for should I build, buy, or partner, and understand what the revenue and earnings potential is going to be longer term. Okay. And I apologize, it's 11 a.m. I got to wrap up the call now. So I want to thank you all for your time. Within a couple hours of this call wrapping up, meaning right now, what my amazing staff will do is John Klee is his name, who I met on this weekly webcast. What John Klee will do from Rochester, New York, is he'll take all the questions you've asked and he'll put it in the description field of this video, of this YouTube live webcast. So you can get clickable, immediate access to save you time to questions that were asked today. If there's additional questions, and I think there's probably a bunch more, please copy them and paste them and ask me next week at 8 a.m. every Thursday. In Pacific time for my webcast. If you're interested in my MBA degree program, we have a sale that wraps up in 3 days, and the way to access it is just go to my website, Haroun Ventures. This is the webcast from last week on the program, but you can click here to get access to 60% off. So you can get it for $399, which is less than the cost of smiling because that looks like Peyton, one of my students, when he's much, much older. You can get it for less than the cost of 1 hour at a traditional MBA program. Yeah. So anyway, check it out. Again, go to harounventures.com. At the top, click here on the coupon to get access. It expires soon. And let me just go over here to Wirecast to wrap up this call. Yeah. And so I want to thank you all again for your time, and I'll see you next Thursday and every single Thursday starting at 8 a.m. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay healthy and happy. Thank you.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it, that's maybe the most important thing, is to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you're just going to live in it, versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. I think that's very important. And however you learn that, once you learn it, you'll want to change life and make it better, because it's kind of messed up in a lot of ways. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.